My question would be, if there was no existential threat currently facing the world, what would your character be doing?
ZARLOK would still be in that arena that you first met him in, just absolutely slaying people.
I think, honestly, he'd probably be doing something along the lines of the same thing. He either would have found a little group to attach to, or he'd be alone and he'd just still be meeting all these weirdos like Tallis, etc., getting into skirmishes, fostering deals of kinds, anything that passes the time. I think that is what Yeg would do. Whoa, I've just been flashbanged.
Sorry, I realised I put the wrong...
Thought I learned on a button there.
Well, I guess it's quite difficult for JAFF because like where we are right now is kind of intrinsically linked to him anyway. So maybe he'd just be doing what he's doing, but just by himself. Or maybe at this point he would have just like if he'd have found Connie and Henri, he would have just settled down and enjoyed a nice, serene life. One of those two. I'm not sure where he'd be, but it'd be one of them.
I only wish the best for JAFF.
So do I, man. So do I.
Who's spunking on the screen?
Yeah, what is going on? How did you do that? I want to do that.
It's the draw. It's not the draw tool. It's the FX tool.
Holy shit! I didn't do this. Is this new?
What?
It's the effects tool, but I don't know who's doing it. I mean, I'm doing this. The missiles.
Sneezing.
I'll do mine quickly so we can get into it.
Yeah, go on.
Triple G. I think there's a world that, because leaving ZARLOK was never part of like a evil plan. It was just like didn't want to be there. So I think there's a world in which, if there are no Ralph, please, I'm in a monologue. I think there's a world in which Triple G just becomes like maybe a druid or something. Like maybe he's quite a nature guy.
I was lives in the forest with a leaf over his private parts.
I think so. Yeah, lives a simple life and probably connects with the natural world.
All right, so I'll do a quick recap and then we'll get back into it. So last session, we were in the Golden Fang Underground Fight Club. We started off with the previews, I guess, to the fight. There was some small battles going on in the arena, and whilst it was taking place, ZARLOK was having some lovely conversations with Harkon, talking about what it means to be a warrior, their greatest fights, learn a little bit of lore about the compasses, and they decided that because they got on so well, their fight wouldn't be to the death, and it would be until someone surrendered. And yeah, meanwhile, what was happening, JAFF was disguised, as Lord Halverick Dane, I think it was his name? As Lord Dane, yeah. Trying to stay under wraps whilst in the Golden Fang Arena, and unknowingly realised that Lord Dane was good friends with one Mordrak, a Githyanki fellow who was part of JAFF's ex-adventuring party called the Venari, this mercenary group for hire. Mordrak was the broker, who was the person that the two primordial scion children were meant to be delivered to. Through some good rolls, some disguised selves, and some drinking of unicorn blood-infused alcohol, they managed to charm Mordrak into not really realising what was going on, got some information out of him. And during the fight, when he saw ZARLOK Greathorn, who was the rogue Goliath of the Skycarvers, who we found out actually are working with Antoine and the Children of Darkness, before he could raise any alarms, he was incapacitated and later killed by the party. We had an amazing fight between ZARLOK and Harkon, which really went down to the wire. I still remember the screams of Fred screaming offensive stance, aiming for the head, hitting with one hit point left, bang on his AC of 16 with his reckless attack, just enough to drop him down to 0 hit points and win the fight. Harkon was bloodied, lost an eye, but was having the time of his life in that ring. And the two of you guys embrace each other, and Harkon actually gave you a small like metallic horn and said, if you ever need my help, call this and I will make my way to you to try and aid you. You guys cashed out your winnings and made thousands and thousands of gold as ZARLOK was 100-1 underdog. And just as you tried to get yourselves out of there, you heard the guards realise that Mordrak had been killed, and you were so close to being captured by the guards until you ran into an old acquaintance, Velis of the Grey Lanterns, who snuck you out through a series of interconnected tunnels where you became face to face with Mother Shade. Mother Shade was not a person. Mother Shade was a Sphinx who gave you some slight understanding of her backstory. She was once a follower of YIAN, was spoken to by Bashaba, and now decides that knowledge is more powerful as a currency than as just pure and utter knowledge. She knows of Antoine knows of her. Antoine is afraid of her and believes her to be some sort of enemy. She, however, has no real ring in the battle, but decides to back you guys as the people that could perhaps bring about some change in the way that North Spire is currently run. And yeah, we find ourselves currently at the end of a long conversation with Mother Shade. And just as you guys have finished having a conversation with her, GILDOR, you hear a sending spell sent to you from Fallon. Fallon messages you and says, I have arrived in a mount. Me and Cyrell are in a tavern called the Echo and the Ember. Come as soon as you can.
Holy shit. Cyrell, I will respond. Do I have to cast send it to respond, or do I get a free response?
You get a free response.
I'll say, we're coming now. Sit tight. See you soon. The password when I see you is ZARLOK.
Cool. You have no idea if she has any response to that, but you've sent the message.
Sorted. Just quickly, from that monologue you just did, do we get the sense that Antoine actually knows she's like a Sphinx and where she is, or
you don't have any idea? You can ask her. She didn't give you any information either way.
Boys, what do we reckon? I think once we get the kids to safety, the world's our oyster.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, as soon as we get them, we can't do anything truly mental.
No,
because if they get hurt,
let's just get back in North Spire, see what shit we can get up to.
I have a few ideas. They're all tentative and they're open to discussion, but let's go meet Fallon and Cyrell, palm these two off, and then we also desperately need a long rest. Like, I think it's been 5 or 6 days since we've slept or something ridiculous. It's been ridiculous.
DM, am I hallucinating?
It's not been that long. I think it's been probably about 48 hours because the last time you slept was directly before coming into the main city of North Spire.
We've gone. ZARLOK's fucking bolted.
We've got 4 or 5 sessions without a long rest.
It's been a lot of sessions, but we had like 3 sessions took in like 1 day. The last time you slept was the night before Talos peed his pants.
Yeah, so it's been a long day at this point.
Yeah, you guys do need a long rest. So as you make your way out, Velis will be your guide out of these tunnels. And as he leads you away from Mother Shade, he says, so whereabouts in the city would you like to exit from? These tunnels can get you pretty much anywhere. So yeah, let me know where you're trying to go to, and I'll direct you.
I tell him only the name of where we're going, not why or who we're meeting. I just say that this is the name of the tavern. We need to get there as soon as you possibly could allow us.
Yeah.
Certainly. And he leads you down this long set of intricate tunnels. Again, wordlessly, he's a man of few words, unless the words are that are written on a contract. And you walk for a good 10, maybe 15 minutes, and you start to feel the heat intensify as you realise you're heading closer in towards the subterranean parts of the city, and you exit your way out towards the top of Innermount, up round here, which is the Vaulted Warrens. This is the area that's sort of the residential area, I guess you'd call it, of Innermount. And he leads you through these sort of like half cavernous like tunnels that sort of pop out into the sort of outside chamber. Then they go back in underneath like an alcove. So they're very sort of windy, mazy walkways. And after a few minutes, you guys come out to a tavern made of the same sort of. It's sort of built into the side of the cave system. It's kind of carved directly out of the stone, and there's just a very small sign of a tankard and some hot coals. And you are currently at the Echoes and Ember. And he says, "Yes, this is where you're after. If you need any more assistance from myself or the Grey Lanterns, you know where I reside in the Dawnfields, but I'm sure you can use your brain and try and find another representative of the Grey Lanterns if needed. But if not, I will bid you farewell."
Cheers, boss.
He nods, turns around, and walks away. And yeah, you guys are standing outside the tavern.
Yeah, cozy. Right, are they already in there? Do you know? Have they ordered for us or?
Well, there you go. Yeah, probably ordered for us, but I know they're in there. Yeah, the Thalan has messaged me already, so let's go in and see if we can get this going.
Cool. So you enter into this like rocky outcropping of a tavern, and it's like sooty and grimy inside. It will definitely not pass any health codes here. Like it's got a 1 hygiene rating. You know, there is like all of the tankards like are just got a thin layer of ash and like soot around the outside. Like parts of the ceiling have like crumbling rocks that just plop into like there's a big like vat of stew in the corner, and like just dust and bits of rubble from the rocks just sort of fall and just fill up this stew. The bartender is like a one-eyed, like his teeth are all crooked and wonky. He's a human man, but his hair's falling out. His clothes are just, they were once beige and they're now just like a dark brown, just a stain from blackness. It's quite empty in here at this sort of time. Most people are working at the moment. As you walk in, he goes, "Hello, gentlemen. How can I help you?"
How many of there are us? That number of your finest ale.
I mean, all of our ale's pretty crap, but I'll give you.
You're honest, and I respect that.
I'll give you one from the back barrels. It's probably a bit better. And he plops 4 tankards of ale. That'll be eight popper.
8? Yeah. Okay.
I think that's the first honest statement I've heard since arriving in North Spire.
8 copper down. Yeah, I've got that. It's all good.
Or you pass it, and it looks it's an ale, but it looks more like a stout. It's almost Guinness coloured. It's just tinged black from the just this, everything in this whole part of Innermount is just tinged black from soot, ash, and bits of dust.
I feel like
and
I'm
you sip it,
really
it tastes like mud.
city.
It tastes like boozy mud.
Boozy mud. It's bitty. It's bitty. Is that an Innermount thing?
I like to say this is made with pulp.
That's awesome. That's really cool. I'm gonna give him another copper and just be like, have one after the ship.
He just pops it into his lapel pocket, and he puts it into like his front breast pocket, and the copper just falls directly through a hole in it. And it lands on the floor. He's like, "I'll get that later."
Yeah, good man.
Triple G's watching the most charismatic member of our party hand a man copper. As I remember, we just won like 40 grand in a fucking.
No, you don't want to arouse suspicion. Have you seen the movie In Time? Right, this is basically that.
Have you also ever like heard someone say like when you used to win if you used to ever win the lottery, would you tell people that you won the lottery?
The answer is no. You find a solicitor first.
We obviously know Yeg's answer.
I wonder if Fallon's even going to recognise us. Whilst we're talking to him, not only would I like to make a general perception check to see if I know where they are, but I'd like to just be double checking that nothing booty is going on in here, or like I'm sure. Well, from the sound of it, it's a bit of a shady place, but something that would really catch Triple G's eye or caught me off guard.
Make a perception check.
I think this is a vibey place.
I'm knackered. I'm absolutely knackered.
You are next. I mean, it's for a place that it clearly isn't the most reputable. Sorry. It's quite large. There are some stone steps that go upwards that you assume probably goes to like some bedrooms and some private areas, etc. There's a couple of other blokes in here. There's like one table of dwarven, they look like smiths. They're probably on their break or they're skiving off work from the Underforges who are just sitting around drinking some ale, playing some cards. And then two shady fellows who you recognise as most likely being Grey Lanterns just from their attire and the way that they're constantly looking around everywhere. They clocked you when you walked in, but that's really all on an 8, so that's kind of all you see around here.
This place has it all.
You don't see Fallon or Cyro anywhere.
Just chilling there.
You're all in there together, yeah.
Yeah, I bought you drinks. Have it. Tastes like mud.
I would like to cast a message cantrip and see if it will lock on to like Fallon or Cyro.
You get a connection. What are you trying to say?
I'll talk to Fallon and say, "Mother, it's me. We're here." Obviously, the password is ZARLOK. Where are you? We're by the bar.
She sends you down a message cantrip and says, I rented the largest room, second floor, room number 7.
Oh, no way.
Come and bring the children.
We'll be up shortly.
I'll just carry the drinks up then.
Boys, I'd like to say just quickly, before we go, I mean, Fallon's upstairs, but before we go up, I'd just like to say 3 cheers to ZARLOK. Well played, man.
Well played,
number
man.
3, baby. Come on.
GG, man. GG.
Cheers.
ZARLOK's just going to bow.
Good man. He's got the respect in him.
The bartender also joins in your cheers. Says, I don't know what we're celebrating, but yeah.
That's it, son. That's it. Good for morale. Right, upstairs we go.
Upstairs, let's roll.
I'll wait downstairs in the pub. Yeah,
Save us a table.
Just to kind of check that no one else follows them up. Nothing else spooky goes on down here while they're like up there. So I'll just.
Are you following up any point, or are you gonna stay there the whole time?
Unless someone sends me down like a message or something, I'll just stay and like basically. I just want to make sure that like no one follows them up.
I'll telepathically send you a message. Don't worry. Yeah, as he runs upstairs, says, "Don't worry, mate."
All right, cool. So you are downstairs. Jeff, the rest of you head up 2 flights of stairs. Knock on room number 7, and Fallon opens the door and ushers you guys inside quickly. And as she finally sees you after probably been a couple of weeks now since you were in ZAHIF, she gives you a big hug, and then turns to face the children and says, oh, "You poor things." Looks back at you and says, "You've done a good thing calling me. Come sit. I have some food here." Cyril's sitting in the corner just stirring a big like cauldron of stew that looks very much nicer than the stuff that was downstairs.
Yeah, I mean, if it's going, yeah, absolutely.
You all sit around. It's kind of cramped in here. It's not the biggest room. It's a fairly big room for this sort of place, but there's now 7 of you in here. It's a little bit cramped for space, but you all sit around a small table eating some stew. And Fallon says,
deep embrace with Cyril there. "I missed you, buddy."
Says, boss, good to see you. I have to say, you give me that good thumbs up of approval back in ZAHIF has really changed my life around. People start to tolerate me a lot more now. Good. We're doing good. We're doing good. We're actually, there's talks of trying to unite some of the clans together, building the first city in ZAHIF, but obviously we're still a ways away from that. It's just conversations at the moment, but it's nice to have a sort of a central hub for knowledge and magic. That's something we got on the cards, but we're kind of going to wait for you to come back and help us with that stuff.
Fucking hell, mate, look at you go. Oh, you're even less scatty than I remember.
You've really tidied yourself up.
Yeah, fucking hell.
I've got an important job now, and he's wearing a bow tie around his robes, and he like sort of smartens his bow tie. I said, I've got a big job now, haven't I?
Good man.
Fucking hell, mate. I'm proud of you. You did this, not me. You. Well played, mate. I'm proud of you. And as we sit down at the table, I'm going to say to the children, this is Fallon. This is my mother. She's going to make sure you get back to ZAHIF safely. That's where I'm from. And this is Cyril. I don't have any siblings like you, but if I did have a brother, I'd imagine this is what it'd be like. So you can trust these people just like you trust the rest of us. And I'm going to have to send you off with these two now because the people who hurt you are still out there. And me and my friends, we're going to try and stop them. And then I promise we'll come back and then we'll make sure everything's okay.
They sort of look nervously between each other, and Alan gives them a really like warm smile, and sorry, let me just quickly go. Iria sort of smiles back, and you and Fallon both hear in your mind just like a very whispered thank you from Iria, and you see for the first time like Kale starts to just calm down a little bit. He's been very much on edge the whole time. When you guys were in the Golden Fang, he was very much on edge. But now seeing that he's around people that are friends, he's started to become a little bit more stable. And Iria then speaks up to Fallon and says, "So, Miss Fallon, where are you going to be taking us?" And she says, "We're going to go to Zahith, where me and Gildor and Cyrell are from, and your friends have been there too. They will tell you it's kind of hot and the sand gets everywhere. It's coarse and irritating, but it's home, and we'll look after you, and maybe we'll try and work out exactly how to control that power inside you. But it's your power, and we'll make sure that you use it for the reasons you think are just. Power's a incredible thing, magic's an incredible thing, and it's new for all of us. I haven't met people with your type of magic before ever, but we'll go on that journey together." And she smiles and just places her hand on the back of Iria's head and just brings her in close for a small little hug. And then she turns to you and says, "Obviously sending's quite abrupt. How did you meet these kids? What's the story here?"
Oh, well, I mean, I know we've got all night, but I'll save you the trouble of all that's happened in just about a couple of weeks. But we departed you and met up with Cyrell. We went to the Shadowfell and we defeated a sorcerer who is in league with a clan called the Children of Darkness. He previously killed Yeg's parents, unfortunately.
I raised my hand. Yeah, that happened.
We defeated him in a bloody but ultimately victorious combat and protected the soul of Umbrasil. That's now being protected by, Dad. We sort of brokered a deal together, and he was keen to make up for what he couldn't do in life, certainly now in death. So he's there with Ganfell protecting it, and Jaff's dragon. Since then, we travelled back up eventually through to Emberfield, made our way here, and our main goal is to try and get to Antoine Platif. We believe he has either ascended or is in the pretty confident in the idea that he has already ascended or is in the current process of ascending to be an elder vampire alongside solidifying himself as king of Zahith. And along the way we bumped into these two. So it's been a lot, and I've spared you some gruesome and avid detail, but you have a bit of a better picture of how things are at the moment.
He smiles as well. You did a good thing. Sounds like you've had a crazy bit of an experience recently, but you did the right thing. I think we'll all rest here tonight, and I'll teleport back tomorrow with the children, and I'm sure that they'll be in safe hands with us. You haven't got to worry. But I guess, what do you have any idea if they're going to be followed back to Zahith? If we should keep an eye on them? Obviously, we keep an eye on them, but as in protection levels, we don't want to to scare them off, but at the same time, you know, primordial power, primordial energy in children is something new and quite frankly kind of scary. Just want to make sure that we take all the precautions necessary.
I don't think that they will be followed, but for the very fact that these two seem to have the opposite of the dark primordial power, and I also quickly fill in Thalon on what their actual plan is to bring about eternal darkness. And I say, I think just for the sake of safety, not that I believe it will happen, but for precaution's sake, make sure Valandor and maybe a league of his guards are always by them both, and maybe, you know, I've left Zahith in your hands for now, but you know, maybe help them understand their powers a bit more. They're a bit fragile and new to it, so this is better. I couldn't think of a better place to send them, but yeah, maybe keep Valandor close by. I don't think he will be followed, but to be quite honest, I think us four have got more heat on us than anyone else at the moment. I think this is the first time we've actually sat still in probably about 2 days. So
She nods. Valandor will like hanging around the children. He hasn't got any kids of his own, but he's always wanted to be a dad, so I'm sure he'll enjoy it. And yeah, we'll protect them. Don't worry.
I have a few questions. How goes things in Zahith? What's the current state of things since we left?
Things have been good. There's been a slight bit of adjustment. You know, firstly we had to honour those that passed in the battle at Mortius, and do a slight bit of rebuilding. And we've had a conversation, all the heads of all the clans, and we've agreed not to do anything too drastic until the Master of Mages, and she points and smiles at you, comes back and you know, tells us exactly what his plans are. But we know the general gist. You want there to be, we agree that there should be a more shared approach to magic and to teaching and an exchange of knowledge. And we're making the necessary procedures for that. We're trying to find a place there, maybe have a sort of a central hub for all of the clans to come to exchange knowledge, a shared base of knowledge and magic, really. And the new generation hopefully will come into their own. They'll no longer will there be divination wizards and abjuration wizards. There will just be wizards who study and who explore the weave in all of its aspects. But at the moment, we're just focused on rebuilding, on stability, and trying to repair some bridges that perhaps were burnt in the past between clans. It's been a tough 100 years. We're all excited for the future.
Good, as am I. And don't worry if the answer is no, but have you had time to look into pacts and contracts with patrons, you know, specifically referencing warlocks? I think that Jean-Pierre we're trying to renege on his bond with Ekthys, and it's proving problematic at the moment.
She sighs and says, it's tough. Warlock magic is different to the weave. It is not studying the intricacies of somatic and verbal and material components and their application and their combination and drawing power from the weave itself. It is lent magic. It is, as you know, it's a deal between a patron and their patronee, I guess. I mean, one way for a pact to be broken is for the patron to renege himself and to break the pact off himself or themselves. But it sounds like that's not an option for you, unless there is some way you can think of appealing to his better nature, to give him a better offer, or perhaps to trick him into cancelling his pact. I'll continue research. There perhaps might be some documentation hidden in Mortuus. They studied the more darker aspects of magic, and necromancy and lichdom do kind of go hand in hand. So I'll continue going through some of the research we found there, but a lot of it is cursed and guarded through arcane means. So progress is slow, but as soon as something comes up, I'll make sure to send you a message.
That's fine. We're doing all we can. Well, enough talk. Let's get some rest.
Meanwhile, downstairs, Jaff, what are you doing down there? Is there anything in particular you're spending your time doing? Are you just watching? Are you drinking? Are you people watching? What are you doing whilst you're downstairs?
Well, I'll be generally just kind of people watching. I'll be nursing this kind of stouty mud thing that we've got, but not that it actually affects me, but I was drinking a fair bit from where we've just come from, so I presume the taste, I can't even taste it. It's just all fucking liquid to me, so it doesn't really matter, but I'm nursing it because I don't want to buy another one. And yeah, I'll just be people watching, generally, looking.
Where have you chosen to seat yourself? Are you by the bar? Have you taken a seat off towards like the side / the corner? There's probably about 5 or 6 tables, and 2 of them are taken.
I definitely would have put myself in a corner or my back to a wall at the very least. I kind of want to be able to see out. The only thing I can't see, I want to be the wall directly behind me.
Okay, so you're sat up against the wall with a table in the corner, having people watching. You're nursing your stout, your ale, whatever this mud concoction of alcohol is. And for you, someone that doesn't really, you don't digest, you don't eat or drink really. So yeah, you don't feel drunk, you don't feel like thirsty or parched or in any way. You just feel the actual weight of the liquid in your stomach just sitting there as all pushing down on you. And as you're sitting at your table, your attention is obviously on your surroundings and the things beyond where you are. And you don't even really notice, but just immaterially out of nowhere on your direct left, on the same side of the bench of you, just appears someone, just a figure, and he's got a hood up. You can't see his face, but there was no one there, and then there was someone there.
I'm just gonna not react at all. I'll ready myself in terms of I'll make sure I've got my hand on my glaive, but I think it would have been on my glaive anyway. And I'll kind of make sure I've got a grip on it, and I'll ready myself. I would probably ready the dodge action if I had to phrase it in a D&D way. But I'm just going to not react at all and let them kind of speak first.
You see both of his hands are just on the table. He's wearing a long, black cloak with a hood up.
Can I see his hands?
Well, yeah, so he's wearing gloves, and underneath his cloak, you just poking out some fine clothing. You just see the very edge of the sleeve. It's like a gold, silk satin sleeve of some clothing, and he brings his arm up out in front of him, and just appearing in his hand he just sort of waves his hand around, and appearing is a golden chalice filled with some red wine, and he brings it up to his mouth, and as he does so, he pulls back on his hood, and you see sitting directly next to you is Antoine Platisse, drinking from his golden chalice, a glass of wine.
What the fuck?
And he turns, looks over to you, and says, "Should we have this conversation upstairs with your friends?" And then, in a blink of nothing, he just disappears into shadow.
And I presume he's gone upstairs, so I'd bolt it upstairs at this point.
So yeah, as you go back upstairs now, as you finish off your conversation with Alan, you said that we should rest. All of a sudden, the room dims. The fire that was sort of keeping the cauldron of stew warm begins to dim, and the flames become low. And in the corner, just emerging from the shadows, walks out Antoine Platisse. And as he walks out, Jack comes running through the door.
I immediately position myself between the children and Antoine.
Francis dance!
He smiles and says, "Fear not. I'm simply here to talk." And he sits at the head of the table, sits down, and just sort of waits for you to sit down with him, to put yourself around him, to do whatever. He's simply waiting.
Right, well, I'm staying where I am. Fuck that guy.
I'll just stand at the other end of the table. I'm not going to sit down.
I'll let Jean-Pierre deal with this.
He just sighs for a second, rubs his temple with his hands, and says, "You unnamed band of adventurers, you have been an annoyance, and you continue to mistake interruption for influence." His gaze moves slowly across the table, just taking in every single of you, just a quick glance, and his final gaze lies on the two children, and he says, "The scions are not children to be rescued. They're instruments. True power does not ask permission. It takes, it selects." And as he says the word power, there's just a faint tremor, a faint vibration. It just moves across the shadows of the ceiling beams.
That's a real fucked up way to talk about children, man.
The children of darkness prepare the world for definition. We do not seek dominion over kings. We seek dominion over structure. Return what you have taken, or I will begin balancing accounts.
What about what you've taken? What about the lies and the deceit that you've done in order to take what you have taken?
I have acted how I have acted for the good of my people.
It's what every evil leader says ever. I've heard this
As you speak,
1,000 times, Platisse.
They're not your fucking people, though, are they?
You also have a funny looking nose.
Good old ZARLOK.
Yeah. As you speak up, he looks to you, and his tone shifts to a more cold and calculated tone. Mr. Frostgale. Maleficum served poorly. His defeat was...
He was a loser.
...anticipated.
You picked a loser.
You intrigue me. You are a singer, a musician, an entertainer, a writer. You collect the deeds of heroes. You preserve them. You make them beautiful. So why are you attempting to become one? Heroes are rarely the one who understand what they're doing, but they act, they burn, they are remembered. You are just meant to remember.
That's such a beautiful way of talking about. I actually really loved that. That was really nice. That was really nicely done, Platisse.
I mean, part of me feels almost sorry for you. Your parents cry in a realm where the sound just carries forever, and you think charging into shadow and charging against me and my people will free them?
I don't think they're freed. I think you've got the wrong idea, buddy. From the like chest. I mean, they're dead. I've come to terms with that. Seems like everyone has a problem with death. It's really weird. It's kind of unhealthy.
You wish to free them, but You are not the kind of person who can dive deep enough and go where the shadows be to.
I
to feel
dived
from
into
where
a
they are
well
trapped.
specifically for them, so I think I can do whatever I fucking well please, mate.
If you dive too deep, you may drown, and when you drown, who will sing of you?
I don't know, some
You're out of
siren
depth,
somewhere, probably.
Scale. You are out of your depth, and
It's a lot
just
of water
remember,
puns with you.
every story requires someone to survive it.
So you're saying that's me, or am I misinterpreting?
Zarlok's going to lean forward and whisper in Yeg's ear, "If you used to drown, I'd make fun of you."
Thank you, man.
What?
Oh no, go on.
No, go on.
I just wanted to make a quick check because presumably I can see some of his skin by this point.
Yeah.
Can I see if he looks particularly pale, if he looks like blood is running through him to a certain extent? Does he look the same as I remember? Now, with kind of everything we've learned, are things definitely kind of clicking in my head at this point?
I'll say make either perception or arcana. You can choose.
Perception or arcana? Well, I'll make a perception then.
He's pale. The room is dark. You know, there's not the most amount of light here, so he's very low levels of flickering candlelight. He looks pale. He doesn't look too dissimilar to her. He was always a pale man when you remembered him, but you just notice that his figures are his face is quite gaunt compared to maybe the last time you'd seen him. The bones, his cheekbones are more protruding. He just looks famished is the wrong word, malnourished is the wrong word, but his features are a lot more angular than the last time that you'd seen him.
Is the only bit of his skin exposed just at his face?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you boys mind if I kind of take?
I want him to stop looking at me.
I'm gonna actually start walking around the table over to where he is, and I'm gonna basically say, like, you talk all of this about balancing stuff and doing right for the people as I'm kind of walking around the table, and I'll say, but we've seen that you, through whatever way you have done it, have taken something that is not yours. You are not truly my uncle in any way, shape, or form. You have modified the memories of my entire family, seemingly, to get to where you are. And I imagine I'm kind of like walking behind him at this point. And then I'm going to try and pull up, as I get to like one side of his arm, I'm going to try and pull up the sleeve on his arm.
As you reach out towards him, there is a fluttering of almost shadowy wings, and he disappears in the shadows and reappears on the other side of the room.
Right, okay.
And he looks at you and he says, "You hate me. You should. I dismantled your house. I erased your lineage, and I reshaped your sister, and you call it slaughter. I call it transition. You were not strong enough to stop it. So you sought power. You knelt to a being of undead. You knelt to a lich. You traded eternity for vengeance. Tell me.
What have you traded? What have you traded?
Wouldn't you like to know? But
well, it's convenient, isn't it? It's convenient that you seek to lecture me after everything you've done on what I've traded. But you keep conveniently quiet and you hide behind what you've traded, what it took for you to get here. Isn't that awfully convenient You're not even stood in front of us right now. You couldn't even bring yourself here properly. You teleport around the room. You do all of that. You hide behind things. That's what you do.
You accuse me of hiding. You accuse me of rewriting lives, yet you surrendered your own. You did not sell your soul to save anyone. You sold it so you wouldn't have to live with your failure. You think this path leads to justice. It only ends one way. You will never return to who you were. You cannot build. You cannot love. You can only destroy. And it's ironic, really. You believe you are my opposite. No. You are my reflection. The difference between us is just one thing. I chose power to shape the world. You chose power because the world broke you.
I'm fine with that. As long as you're burning in hell alongside me, I'm absolutely fine with that. You can call it sad, you can call it whatever the fuck you want. I'll be down there fucking laughing.
What is it you even expect to happen once you revive Umbrasil? Do you think he'll comply with your plan? Do you think you can control him? Do you think he's a primordial being, is someone to be bartered with or held on an equal level to you? He'll just obliterate you. He'll render you asunder.
We have fail safes. We didn't wake up one day and decide that this was a fun thing to do. We have been planning. I have been planning for a lot longer than you, for a lot longer than your father, Master of Mages.
Yeah, I know about that. We know about the shadow glass, and I've been thinking a lot about you, Antoine. I've been thinking about the things you do, and been thinking about all of this facade that you are putting on, and I just think you're a lot more fragile than you really let on. And if I was you, and if I was as fragile as you, and we know you have the body of Umbrasil. We know you ship shadow glass here. We know more than you think you do. Or we know you think you're above everything, but you're not. We're this close. We've already killed one of your allies. We'll kill you. We'll kill Ragrim. It's coming. But if I sit here and think, if I were you, I would keep the body close to me, because if I lost it, then I would blame myself. I couldn't blame anyone else. But it'd be naive to let it go. But it's a big. If you have the body of a god equal to, then that must be quite difficult to keep from. Well, you're the steward of Azureth. That must be difficult to keep. So I don't know. I would build around it. Maybe I'll build a palace on top of it, or even build my palace around it. And as I'm saying these things, I want to make either. So I'll let you guide me as a DM here. I either want to make an insight check on him, as I am, because I've had this theory cooking in the back of my head for a while now, and I want to just say it to his face to see if I ever rattle him, or if the insight check would be better deterred by detect thoughts. I'll do whatever you would rule as better in this scenario. But I'm essentially calling out to his face that I believe he's built his palace either on top of or around Umbrasil's body. I actually think, more to the point, he's built... What's it called? Crown Spire?
Crown Spire's the very top, yeah.
I believe he's built Crown Spire around the carcass of Umbrasil.
Crown Spire was there prior to him, being there. Crown Spire, I mean, I believe, yeah, obviously we haven't been there yet, but if it's still in the same place, I remember it's been there for, like, a very fucking long time, right?
Hit me with an insight check to start with, and then if you want to make a detectables afterwards, hit me with an insight check first.
Because I know he's been shipping shadow glass here, and I know he's been shipping steel here, so I think he's either building around it, or he's building a cage for it, or something like that. Fuck off!
He's extremely hard to read. Firstly, he's got his hood up. You can't see many of his features regardless. But as you sort of monologue with your idea, he laughs, he chuckles, and he says, Master of Mages, I know you know some things, and you are more informed than I perhaps gave you credit for, but you are incorrect. I do not have the body. I know where it is. I'm simply waiting for it to come to me, and when the time is right, things shall fall into place. But you call me fragile, GILDOR. If you want to speak about true fragility, we could look no further than your father. I mean, yes, he did not fall in a single moment. He studied, he questioned, he pursued what others feared to name. And he told himself that he was strong enough to stand near shadow without bending. And you tell yourself the same thing. I mean, power does not corrupt because it is evil, it corrupts because it answers. And the more you understand, the more you justify. You seek to understand the truth of the primordials, these forbidden structures, the very edges of creation. So did he, so do I. I mean, the difference between mastery and surrender is very visible, is rarely visible from the inside. And I simply want to say, be certain, Archmage, that when you claim that you are studying the dark, that it is not already studying you. And as he says this, just make a perception check for me. That's right. You feel, as he says those things inside you, that those tendrils of Umbrasil's primordial essence, the same ones that struck you directly in the chest after you used the power of the primordials to speak to your father, you feel them swirling around inside you. And they whisper in your ear. They don't whisper words, but they just whisper thoughts. And you start to wonder through these whispers that you were someone that suffered with the severity and the magnitude of your power, the panic attacks, the almost inability to control the power within you. But since what happened in Zahith, they've subsided, they've stopped. And you've never confronted this directly, you've always just assumed that you'd gained some confidence, that you started to take control, that your friends were the strength that have allowed you to control this. But now you just start to wonder, maybe this dark essence has strengthened you. Maybe it has something to do with it. And you wonder if his words lay true, that you are someone right now investigating and studying the dark. Maybe it's studying you back.
I think I momentarily sort of lean back on the table as I feel all this inside me, and for a split second I find myself agreeing for a split second, and then I look at ZARLOK, Yeg and JAFF, who are all people that have done bad things at some point in their lives, but yet still irrevocably come out good. And I look Antoine in the eyes and say, if you truly believe that any man is just wholeheartedly good or wholeheartedly bad, then every assumption I had about you before I met you, I didn't need any divination powers to know that I was totally right. You really are a spoiled little idiot.
Oh, you are fun. You are. I would enjoy seeing the light drain from your eyes one day.
They always say shit like that, don't they? Ridiculous.
Skycarver, you have been rather quiet. I wonder why you were here, and well, conversations with your father has shed some light on the matter. And he looks at you, and then he looks at Stormcleaver on your back and says that a stolen blade doesn't make a chief. It was not given to you. You took it. You challenged your father and you lost. And when the defeat came, you fled. Tell me. Zarlok Greathorn. What a silly surname, Greathorn. What kind of warrior steals a blade he has not earned? A desperate one? A dishonored one? An unready one? Tell me.
You just make me despise you. I hate you, you disgusting piece of shit. Never mention my father again. I've had enough.
Your father's an interesting man. He's a man full of anger, full of rage, but he does not rage because you defied him. He rages because you carry proof of your weakness, of the weakness he raised. And he points to the sword in your back. He wants his sword returned, not for pride, for correction. And I just wonder, when he comes through, not if, when, will you run again? Will you flee again? Or will you stand and be defeated once more?
My father is a disgrace to the clan! I will fucking kill him! Next time I see him, it is over. It is over! Okay? No running! No more running! Okay? Look at these! I'm gonna pull out 2 compasses. Suck on these, you fucking bitch! I got more when these are coming from. Yeah! Watch, you fucking bitch! Mention my dad again! Mention my dad again!
Make an insight check as you pull out those 2 compasses.
Shouldn't have done that.
Oh, no.
Perfect. Absolutely amazing. He just looks confused. It's like, why the fuck are you holding? Why the fuck are you holding up just 2 compasses? Like, he's like, what the hell, bro?
I'm holding up these 2 compasses because it doesn't fucking matter what. He's gonna fucking get it, okay? That's what. It was a symbol. It was a symbol of come at any direction. I'll be ready, okay?
Well,
and I forgot to say again, your nose is fucking ugly.
Well, your
Ugly nose.
Your father's been looking for you. He's back home awaiting my command. Maybe go pop in, say hello.
You're an insecure little man. Make me fucking sick. If you didn't teleport around the room, fucking hand you by the throat.
Oh.
Fucking baby.
He just chuckles and sips from his goblet of wine, and then he looks back to you now, to JAFF. So tell me, Jean-Pierre, you traded eternity for vengeance. You traded eternity for vengeance. You traded for the afterlife, your future, your present, everything for vengeance. How does it feel?
Look, I said to you, you can give it so fucking large when you know everything there is to know about us, but you sit from your position hiding. You won't say a fucking word about how you got to where you were, what you had to give up. I know that in order for you to be where you are, you gave up something pretty large. So, look, you can sit here and goad, you can sit here and say what you like, but at the end of the day, you're a fucking coward.
You see, you call me a coward. Why would I part with information dear to me? Why would I tell you anything? Now, if you want answers, I can give them to you. And he raises an arm. He points to the 2 children. But just know, as long as you take custody of what is rightfully mine. Sylvie will never be safe.
He's trying to rattle you. It won't work.
You know what she believes?
Go on,
She believes-
you tell me.
She believes you were the one that brought this illness into the family. She blames you for her family's death. It's funny. 17-year-old girl who loses everything. I barely had to alter her memory at all. It's much easier to manipulate someone when they're grieving, when they're broken. I wonder if if you become face to face with her, I wonder what her reaction will be. Are you really willing to break her heart again?
Look, she'll know the truth when I do get to see her, and she'll see you for what you fucking are. She'll realise that you are... as I say, you're a fucking coward. You sit here so high and mighty, you proclaim all of this fucking brilliance about how you're balancing stuff, you're saving things, you're doing this, that, and the other. And I'm gonna walk straight over to him. But every single time I get close to you here, you see yourselves as above us in this room. But every single time I get close to you, you're gonna teleport away, aren't you? And I'll kind of like jump forward and like stutter my step and see if he like jumps at all.
He's completely unflinching.
How close am I?
10, 15 feet away.
Okay. I'm going to use that spell slot I just gained to cast Magic Circle on him and trap in anything that's undead.
Cast Magic Circle. And it appears this 10-foot radius, 20-foot tall cylinder of just, how would you say Magic Circle appears for you?
I think for me, it would be a kind of be an ethereal, white, smoky kind of cylinder. That is kind of, when in like the Harry Potter films, that big gate they've got that Sirius falls through.
Yeah, the veil.
I kind of imagine it to look a little bit like that.
Mm-hmm. So you mutter those words to cast Magic Circle, and this shimmering white shadow just sort of appears up through the ground and encases Antoine in this cylinder, and he is unflinching, unbothered, just smiles and chuckles and says, "Cute trick. You've clearly learnt some things since you left these walls. But what do you expect to gain? What do you expect to do? What do you think will happen now?"
I'm going to walk forward and try and grab his arm and pull his sleeve back.
You walk forward and you place your arm out towards his sleeve, and your hand just passes directly through him.
Yeah, I thought it might have, but I really wanted to try that.
Above table, I knew this the whole time.
Yeah, I thought so, but I wanted to try just in case.
I didn't want to
and,
interrupt. Go on, sorry, Luke. Sorry.
Well, I'm basically just gonna like reiterate, like you're not even fucking here. You hide behind so much of these different things. You hide behind your mighty words and your holier than thou stature. And I know more than you. I'm better than you. Look at you all. You're not so good, but you can't even show your real fucking self here, can you? I'm just, yeah, fucking.
He smiles, and he just laughs, and he points beyond where you guys are. And as you turn to see where he's pointing, you see Antoine Politi standing there as well. I'll call your bluff. I'm here now.
I'm going to walk over to him and grab his sleeve again. I don't care. I'm trying this one way or another.
As you do so, you have to move because he's now on the other side of the room. As you go towards him, I need you to make an initiative roll for me.
Sure.
All of us or just Jeff?
I'm going to say just Jeff for now because he's the one that...
20. Fuck off. Fuck
All right,
off.
He's only going to get a +2 to this roll, so he can't even beat you, but he'll roll anyway. Yeah.
How many feet away from me is he?
He's... Well, so the room probably about 20 feet away.
Okay, I'm gonna run over to him, and I'm going to. I just want to. All I care about is trying to draw a single drop, at least, of his blood. So I just want to get to any kind of exposed skin and cut it in any way, shape, or form.
You get 2 attacks, don't you? Yeah.
I do.
I'll rule it as if you can make a successful grapple check and then an attack roll with advantage because he'll be grappled, then you'll draw some blood. So you use the first attack as a grapple check, which will be a opposed athletics check. If you're successful in that, then you can draw blood. And I'm assuming are you trying to just draw blood, or are you trying to extract blood?
Any way, shape, or form, even if it falls to the fucking floor, I just want to get some form of blood out of him.
Okay, so roll a athletics check for me.
Can I do acrobatics instead?
Unfortunately, that's not how grapple works.
Okay.
Oh.
He only gets a +1 to this roll, so you've got a chance.
Oh my god.
Way.
I'll
+1, isn't it? So,
yeah, so seeing as you've equaled, I'll say he's not technically grappled, but you now don't get advantage on your attack roll to hit him. So if he was grappled, he would have got advantage to draw blood. Now you should get to make a regular attack roll. His AC is 19 though.
Inshallah.
It is. Cool. So
Let's go.
You can roll damage.
I mean, I don't really care about any form of damage, but as the blood is coming out of it, well, this is going to be too much for my turn, isn't it? I don't know.
So I'm going to say that as you bring the glaive out and you slice, there is just a thin, like, the blood is actually quite thick and almost coagulated. And it just coats the edge of your glaive.
Oh my god, amazing.
And
is it an action to speak / take anything out of my bag?
You get a free object interaction.
Can I take out of my bag the instructions that we got from the vault? And I want to smear the blood that I have got on my glaive over this paper. I want to say I deny my birthright as of House Azuran, I deny my former house, and I deny all mortal inheritance.
On the Vayne Ascension notes, you have the
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, you can do so. I don't think you're quite understanding everything, all the preconditions, etc., and stuff. But I mean, you can.
Does that not work?
No, because it's well, as in you have his blood and stuff, but obviously it needs to be done at a point of transition. There needs to be also.
Does it say that?
The preconditions.
Preconditions, yeah.
Oh, I'm literally reading them this whole time. Oh no.
But your glaive is coated with blood. I'll make a con save, but he's literally got a +8 to his con save.
Oh, I've literally. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed.
But as you draw blood, he snarls and he says,
"This is a point of transition."
He says, my pride has ruined me. Oh well, until next time. And he pulls up his cloak and he just disappears inside his cloak as he casts a teleportation spell and flutters away. And his
What a loser.
his what do we call it? His illusory sort of illusion that he's sent down towards you also disappears inside your magic circle.
Sorry, everyone. I really thought that Yan might humour me there. I wanted to see what would happen.
What I mean, you can say the moment's gone. I didn't want to interrupt anyone else's roleplay, but I really wanted to insight check what he said about Sylvie and saying like, oh, she basically just believes that it was.
I'll say you can make that insight check retroactively. You can tell that from what he said that Sylvie does believe that, in terms of like he's not made that up completely. You wonder how much of it is her own thinking and how much of it is manipulation and how much of it is memory altering, because you know that all of these things are going on. But you don't believe that he's lying in the sense that Sylvie has a negative preconception right now of JAFF. You know, her whole family dies and he's the only one that's not there. That has been clearly weighing on her mind in some way, and there is truth behind his words.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. I feel really stupid. I thought that might work.
At least
I'm
it
all
wasn't
for
in
it,
front of
brother.
your at least it wasn't in front of your mortal enemy or anything. I'm gonna put a hand on ZARLOK and go, you okay? Okay, take that as silent rage at the situation.
Dude, shell shocked right now.
Okay, that was.
Sorry, say that again.
I said, "Are you okay, ZARLOK?"
Speak about this later.
Yeah, that's fair enough, mate. It's late, and look, that was. Let's really read that for what it really was. We've rattled him more than he believes. He wouldn't appear in front of us.
Yeah.
For nothing. If we
Acting
were
tough.
if we were that inconsequential, why would he even bother?
You're so
we've
right.
rattled him to some extent, but
You're so right.
equally, I'm apprehensive as to how far we really take what we're doing here.
Well, how the bloody hell does he know about my family? How does he know about my father? How does he know what happened between me and him?
Because the Sky Carvers are working in tandem with the Children of Darkness, aren't they? We found that out. When you were, well, actually, that's true. You were fighting, so you don't know. But me and Jaff were interrogating the Githyanki, and he informed us that your family have been bought and are in alliance with the Children of Darkness, unfortunately. So, yeah, I actually I actually kind of think we should go there kind of soon.
I think it's definitely on our to-do list for sure.
I think that we should sleep now and let cooler heads prevail in the morning, because everybody's tired and that's rattled us. But I think on our list of where we go from here, there are limitations as to what we can do here.
Well, as in,
So,
in
not-
North Spies,
is-
you mean generally?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we could confront him
No.
successfully.
No, I
now.
don't think so.
Where
As
are
much
we,
as we made-
are we sleeping here, like long resting here?
I mean, Fallon's got the room for the night, so we might as well.
Fallon says, I spoke with the bartender.
Oh,
This
we've got
whole
rooms.
floor is currently empty.
Oh,
we can rent the rooms up here for the evening.
Oh, so we still have to pay. Right, brilliant. I clearly had the wrong
just-
idea there. Sorry.
I just wonder, maybe me and Cyril should go now with the children. If he knows where we are,
Yeah,
it's best to get them out of here
get
ASAP.
going. Yeah.
Cyril can teleport us back. I don't feel comfortable leaving you guys alone. He's a dangerous
you-
foe.
I think that's a good idea.
Can you teleport back now, or
Cyril can. He can get us back.
right? The four of you go, as
Yeah.
we've just seen things here aren't safe. As much as I'd like to sit with you longer, all four of you need to go.
She nods as we will. Just be careful. I could sense his magic was ancient and powerful, and he will be tough to overcome. Have you had any research on elder vampires and how to defeat them?
Well, I'll let Jaff hand over the records and the notes we have, but they're more just terms of ascension, aren't they? Instead of how do you defeat one and stuff.
Yeah.
Every little
Terms of
helps.
ascension that apparently I find very difficult to understand.
Let's not get into that. He did say he gave something up. He must have. Did he sacrifice something?
Wow, I mean, he
well,
must
in
have,
order
but-
to ascend to a vampire, you have to sacrifice your house, your mortal inheritance, and future claim to a throne. So he clearly had to give up something like that.
That's pretty big. Does it have to be that big? I mean, like if you're just a normal dude, isn't that the same
Fallon,
thing?
was that rhetorical? Like, do you have an idea, or was that a genuine question?
Well, the mysteries of the Vaneborn are old and ancient, but I know that their blood is inherently powerful, and that not only is the blood of a Vaneborn extremely powerful, but the blood of the Vaneborn that was used to ascend. So whoever ascended Antoine, he will have some sort of vial or container of the person that ascended his blood, and he will keep that close and keep that protected. If that is destroyed, he will lose a lot of strength, a lot of power, and will be able to be defeated. If not, if he is killed while with that vial of blood intact, he will reform and come back.
So we need to find Mouthy on the Red Scribe.
Well, whoever is the Vaneborn that was in charge of his ascendance, maybe not find him directly, but I would assume that Antoine would be keeping a vial of his blood close, protected. You must find that vial and destroy it. It acts almost like a phylactery for a lich. It's similar, but it's something that is usually it can be replenished, but he would obviously have to then go back to the person that ascended him and take another vial, etc. If you can destroy the vial that he has, that will be enough.
Who Antoine has, or who his benefactor has? Sorry.
Who Antoine has. Antoine will have a vial of, if you believe it to be Malthian, we have a vial of Malthian's blood somewhere.
Hmm.
And I wonder if you mentioned that he has the aims to ascend someone else. That vial may be used in that ascension process. There may be a small window where that vial becomes available to target.
Well, he's getting married in 10 days, so then would be as good a time as any.
Kind of transition.
Yeah, and then maybe, oh shit, yeah, you're right as well. Oh, great shout, Yeg. Oh,
No, but he's already a Vaneborn.
yeah, no, but is he ascending your sister?
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
maybe.
He's actually Malthion, or oh wait, no, what?
Or we're just saying that's what he's working towards.
He's Silas. He's got Malthion stuff, and he's attempting to ascend. Yeah, my sister.
Yikes.
I don't know. Well,
Yeah, we don't know.
Speculate on
Yeah.
whether it is really him,
I've
but I certainly believe he's trying to ascend your sister. Yeah, a marriage.
The whole line about his greatest lie, like, and the whole thing about him modifying memories and stuff, like that kind of fits that he's actually Malthion.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
You've known Antoine. Have you ever seen him outside?
Jan, have I? I presume I would.
Yeah, you have. And you remember the difference between a regular vampire and a Vaneborn is that regular vampires will slowly die if they're outside and in the sun for, short periods of time. Vaneborn are fine to be outside, they're just weaker in the sunlight. They're just less powerful, but they will not be destroyed like regular vampires would in the sun.
Right. And it's not like, not to be silly, but it's not like a vampire wouldn't have to ask, can I come in, or something like that.
No, not a Vaneborn at least. They have different powers.
It's not sinners.
I don't know. That is a general vampire.
No. I'm joking.
This is seeing as you have a conversation, and I'm assuming at this point you pulled out the record of the Vaneborn to have a look at it and just to thingy. If anyone else just make a straight intelligence check, or history check here.
No, what is actually? Let me go to bed.
Wait, I'm gonna do an. Wait, what were the options?
Intelligence or history?
Oh, fuck it, history. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. I just didn't
Jeff
turn
on a
up
history
to
check,
school.
so
I just didn't turn up.
Malthian the Red Scribe, just on that 21 history, not a lot is known about Vaneborn. It's very secretive. But you understand that although that Lucan was the first, it says here, Malthian was really the one that sort of understood this ritual and creating a Vaneborn and passing this power down and along. And then you read that last line, the last part, the third, about Silas, buried along Dominion, who entered the Vane by inheritance, not by ritual. And you wonder how that could happen. If there is a ritual that is the reason that, if Malthian created the ritual, but then the third was created by, the third ascended through inheritance, not by ritual, it sits in your head as something that doesn't quite match up, doesn't quite make sense, but it's documented in that way. Somehow his Vaneborn power was inherited, and it preserved the blood where it should have ended. And you know that this case is something slightly unique. And I mean, the whole idea of this Vaneborn stuff is very... It's like the Empire's belief his work was lost. A lot of the ideas of how the Vaneborn descend and stuff is hidden and isn't readily available. And you just have that thought in your head of how did he become Vaneborn through inheritance, not by ritual?
Don't know. Fuck it. I'll try and put whatever blood I can take off my glaive into something or other, just to make that completely not a pointless exercise. That
You get a small vial. It's literally like 7 or 8 drops, but you keep it inside a vial.
And then I'm just gonna fucking slit my own throat and kill myself. I'm so annoyed none of that fucking worked.
Right, shall we get some? Well, actually, let's send them on their way.
Yeah. Fist bump.
Cyril, starts getting ready the sigils to create a little small teleportation circle to get out of here. And Dallin gives you a hug and says, "Listen, just be careful. He's a dangerous foe, and he clearly isn't one to mess with. But I believe in you guys." And she gives you a hug, kiss on each cheek. Takes the hand of the 2 primordial children and says, I'll send word if anything happens with the children, or if I get any more progress on my research into pacts with liches. But stay safe, and we'll speak soon.
As she steps into Cyril's teleportation circle, I sort of, looking at Thalen, nod to both the children and give her a determined smile and say, "Who would have thought it, Mum? Not just 1 extra go at it, but 2. Try and do right by these ones."
She smiles. It's like a sad smile. Like she understands that she didn't have the chance to be a mother to you, and she just smiles and says, "I'll be better with these ones. But remember, you are my baby still. Even though I never got to be a mother, you're still my baby." And she smiles, and the sigils flare like a bluish turquoise as they pop out of existence and they teleport away.
Oh, fuck's sake. Right, if you let me trance for 4 hours, I can keep watch for the rest of the night.
I need a proper long rest.
I'm just tired,
but
if I'm honest.
We could just do a 12 hours where we let you rest and then someone else rest.
If someone stays up for an extra 4 hours, I can take the rest of the evening.
Okay, I'll come up with some names for the group.
Yes, that got kicked. I mean, I must admit, not highest on our...
No, but
Right.
it's just what the fuck else am I doing?
No, it's true. What else do you bring into this group? What?
Okay, I think someone's a bit tired.
Yeah, good night. I've been rattled. Just falls unconscious on the floor.
Also, you half of you go to sleep. You do your rests, etc. Everything comes back, spell slots, all the stuff, and you wake up the next day after. Yeah, everyone's fully rested. It's probably about midday now.
When the changeover happens, I'm not gonna have slept for those first 4 hours. I'm gonna walk in to Triple G when he's on after that 4 hour watch, and I'm gonna say I've been thinking.
Jesus, Zarlok, fucking don't sneak up on me like that, man.
Jesus, Zarlok, don't think.
Yeah, and that's scary as well. You okay?
I've been thinking, and I will agree that we will go to see my clan.
Good. I think that might be the best course of action.
But I will only agree to go if you understand that once I do see my father, I will have no control of what my actions will be next.
I think that's okay. I think that your understanding that is going to happen before it's happened shows just how much you've grown in the first place and the ability that you can communicate that. And I think that when we go to Scarnets, it's going to be unlike anywhere we've been before, and we're going to need you. So if that means when it comes to it, we cut all this fucking bullshit and just fight. I am sick of. Never have I been more tired in a place as Naughtybuyer for the sheer amount of fucking lies and deceit and candery that's going on around here. I just want to act honestly, or if it does have to happen, just fucking fight. So I'll be right there with you, slinging fireballs if it kicks off. So I appreciate the fact that I'm proud of you.
I appreciate that. And also, and as I'm walking out the door, I'm gonna look back and go, team name, the Pillars of Azureth. Sit on it. And I'm gonna walk out.
Go run to find Yeg. Oh, he's just sleeping, isn't he? I'm just gonna
wake up.
I'm just gonna continuously whisper in his ear, the Pillars of Azureth, and let him think it's his idea.
So yeah, and ZARLOK, actually, as you head off, go to sleep, and sleep takes you, you have a very brief vision in your sleep, and it's quite quick and quite short. You are sleeping, you're just dreaming as you do of battle and of just, you're sort of replaying the fight with Harkon over in your head, and you know how exhilarating it was, etc. And you sort of freeze frame for a second where Stormcleaver is held out directly in front of you. And Stormcleaver is this beautiful sword, like it's ornate. It has like a big giant ruby gemstone in the hilt, and it's double-edged, and it's actually like, it's got like a very metallic, like almost like whitish silver on one side, and the other side is like a darker grayer silver. And as you're replaying the fight over in your head and you see Stormcleaver held out in front of you, the surrounding sort of goes dark and you just see the sword held out in front of you. And you hear a whisper in the back of your head, and appearing on the sort of lighter side of the sword, you see a huge figure in like gold plate armor, with a you know those like helmets that have the two like eagle wings that come out of the sides. You see that figure sort of appear, and then on the other side you see a creature with like almost like grey ashen skin, jet black, long hair, female, like you're talking this like long hair that comes down like way past her, like her at the back of her, the middle of her back, like thick black eyeliner around her eyes, and she has these two wings that are they're like eagle wings, but the feathers are grey close to black. And they both appear on either side of the sword. And the figure in the gold plate armor says, "You have found 2 of the 4 compasses. Please take my strength." And then the female figure on the other side of the sword says, No. You have claimed 2 of the compasses. You've claimed my strength." And they both sort of hold out their hands. In your mind, which hand does ZARLOK reach out to take?
One of them said, "I've claimed it," and the other one said,
"You have earned it."
And what side is what one on, sorry?
The gold-plated figure is on the almost whitish silver. It's almost like a platinum color. It's very like iridescent and bright. And then the winged girl with the black hair is on the grayer, darker side.
I'm gonna take the bloke.
You take your hand out, and the guy sort of bows his head and nods, and the winged female goes, weak. And then the vision fades away and you wake up. As a reward for getting the compass number 3, you have gained a slight little boon. You now crit on a 19 as well as a 20.
Oh, that's tasty.
only on attacks, not on skill checks, only on attack rolls. But I've made the change in your character sheet, so you should do it automatically. It will highlight green if you roll a 19 or a 20 on an attack roll.
Really? That's so sick.
That's sick. That is sick.
Yan's
Or you can
a
make it
coder.
highlight green as well.
Can I ask, what would it have been if it was the other one?
You want to know?
Yeah.
If it was the other one, it was every time if you kill a creature within a round of combat, you gain an extra free attack. So if you reduce a creature to 0 hit points, you gain another attack. So that means in theory, if you keep fighting a lot of minions and you kill one, you can kill the next one and the next one and the next one. You can just go on a fucking rampage.
So fucked up.
Fuck, are you joking?
That's what you get for being a good person, buddy.
Welcome to the real world.
Yeah.
The good guys get no fun shit.
Antoine's up there fucking Jeff's sister while we're in here in a little dingy pub drinking shit.
Well, that's what Zarlok gets for character development.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you get for roleplay.
Who knows though? Next time you get the next compass, you might have another choice to make.
Maybe that's it.
And I'll end up gives me 1 slops per round, and the other one will be I spawn in Jesus Christ.
Right, now we are.
Yeah, you wake up the next day. There is a cold bowl of a cold cauldron of soup in the corner that Cyril left for you guys. You want to reheat that for your breakfast?
Absolutely.
What on, man?
I'm gonna fill up the Tupperware
So yeah,
as well.
you wake up and you have 9 days till the wedding.
9
War
days.
council. Everyone gather around the table. War council.
Love a war council. It's been a while, boys. Oh, sorry, no, I shouldn't be too excited.
Things we can do. 1. Investigate all of North Spire. Go from top to bottom in 10 days, basically, and just see what's going on. Like any interest, where I would, if we do that, I would like to investigate where the steel shipments and the glass shipments are coming in at. If we're going to stay here for 10 days and look around and just work our way from the bottom levels to the top level and just do as much digging as possible. That's option 1. Option 2 is we not cut our losses, because I don't think we necessarily lose or gain anything. We need to ask ourselves, how much can we actually influence this wedding when it even comes about, really?
Well, so far, what do we know? We know there is one. Do we know where it is?
I know
Who's
how
invited?
we're going to get in. I know
brilliant.
that much.
Oh,
Could we, here's also another idea I've not thought, could we go to Skarnus, liberate Skarnus, and come back in 9 days?
no. Maybe.
Can we liberate a country in 9 days? That's a good question.
I'll say a couple of things.
Look, Nepal took less. Nepal took less.
I'll say a couple of things. The Skycarvers don't run Skarnus, like it's a whole big country. The Skycarvers live on a mountain range that basically, the mountain range goes across the border. So you would have to you're about here. You'd have to get around about here-ish and back.
So we can't do
No,
that.
so that's out. That's
I
out.
mean, you if you like, you could do it if you had means of getting around faster. If you had you could also, if you wanted to, you could take a boat to around here, and then that would cut out some time. It is possible, but you'd be cutting it fine. You'd have to get there, get in and out in a day, get back. Like it would be to the wire.
Through the wire.
I think that unfortunately that is too close. That is not chill. That is a deadline.
Thing is that this is the way I'm not going to keep pitching ideas. I'm going to say what I want to do and what I think is best, and just go with that. We're time for action. I think that attacking Antoine too early would be showing our hand too early and slightly foolish. I think the wedding is not a mirage or anything like that. It will happen, but it's like you know the light bulb in front of an anglerfish. Like it's there dangling in front of us for us to jump the gun too early. I think that us killing the sorcerer hurt their plans. So if we went to Skarnus and we killed Ragrim and we sorted out the Skycarvers and fucked the wedding, the noose would be closing around him way more than if we
went in for him
and
now.
we just tried to, I don't know, stop the wedding, that he would just reorganise or postpone.
Okay,
We'd probably end up being announced as, you know, treason to Azureth or some bullshit.
Yeah, lame.
For 4 men to come in and foil the steward's plans like that is it's a big task. Whereas if we went to Skarnus and spent as much time as we needed there liberating it,
It's only 15 feet away.
say that again.
It's only 15 feet away. It should be fine.
It's only a dash away. If we liberated Skarnus, we'll have liberated Zahith, the Shadowfell, and Skarnus. I don't care how fucking immortal and all powerful this guy thinks he is. We'll take the foundations out from under him, and it'll be easier to get to him. But that's just my thought. So
I do like what you're saying.
What you're saying completely makes sense, but then how do we get there? If you're really rooting for that, then how we get there needs to be sorted.
we just pack up and we go, don't we? We either cut the meat off the bone and get a boat and go to the top, or we truly travel through Skarnus, because I know as well that I don't even know this guy either. That fucking guy you broke out with, Orek.
Yeah.
He's in that stronghold on the border, isn't he?
Yeah,
and that's a way in.
But if we're going, we can't stop for long. It would have to literally be like boots on the ground, and we stop literally to sleep, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like if we're gonna get there and back in a day, it's not like we can be like, oh yes, stop at the fortress and like ease up there. It would be like, no, we're literally stopping by the road, because when we wake up, we're like going again straight away.
Thing is as well, if we do this properly, like if we go to Skarnus, liberate Skarnus in as best a way we can,
Get out of here.
we would have Zahith and Skarnus surrounding Azureth. I know that's an oppressive thing to say, but like look at the geographical map. Like say that, I don't know, his plan goes not completely well because we've halted it, we've got the soul, but say he does ascend to become king of Azureth and he's got all of Azureth at his whim, we've got him on both sides. So
but that's relying on the fact whether or not Skarnus then becomes like
Skycarvers are only a small.
Earth.
They're just a small fry in the grand scheme of Skarnus. Yeah, exactly.
Like it's bigger than Zayeth, but I understand completely what you're saying, and I'm also not opposed to the idea at all. It's just
Make a history check for me as well, on because you've been mentioning Ragrim a few times as well, and obviously you don't know. Well, I haven't spoken to you too much about it.
We don't know.
Nat
Well,
20.
Wow.
Hell, guys.
So Ragrim Skullfist is the leader of the Dwergar forces, who originally lived in the Underdark, which, in a sense, for every continent, there is an above ground, there is an Underdark part of it. So there is like a whole other world map, and a large portion of the Dwergar forces lived in the Underdark in this sort of region, like directly underneath. They're talking about the central portion of the continent, and about 200 years ago, give or take, they were living in the Underdark, and out of nowhere they popped up out of the Underdark with an army. I'm talking a full-on army of Dwergar. There were Drow that were part of it, Deep Gnomes, a lot of Underdark races. And they basically launched a surprise attack on the Shield Dwarves, who were the people that lived in Skarnus. Skarnus has always been a hostile place. Not much grows there. It's very rocky, mountains, etc. and the shield dwarves sort of lived in and amongst the mountain ranges or the hills of Skarnus. They would always, above ground there were like Orcish tribes, there was a lot of Goliath tribes with the Sky Carvers and other sort of Goliath tribes. There's like lots of goblin strongholds. It's a very like kill or be killed area. And the shield dwarves were the sort of ruling power in the sense that they're the only thing with like any semblance of society. Whereas, you know, the Goliaths, they were all very clan-based. The Orcish tribes are very, like, shaman-based or warrior-based. The goblins were just sort of small little enclaves that sort of, like, pillaged their way around, just, you know, killed and survived. When Ragrim came up, he basically forced the shield dwarves out of there, and they retreated to Azureth, and they were the ones that were given refuge in Azureth. In that Stone Hollow fortress, and the majority of the dwarves left. And ever since, Ragrim has been gathering forces in Skarnus from tribes of Goliaths, tribes of orcs, goblins, and obviously with the rest of his Underdark crew. So he has a small occupying force within Skarnus at the moment. They haven't ventured north or west towards Azureth here. They are just growing in power in Skarnus. You haven't, you know, there is no outward political reason as to why he's gathering an army. Obviously, you now know he's part of the Cold Darkness, but historically speaking, he's just gathering an army. So you know, traveling through Skarnus will be one of, you will have to be on the move because, you know, there's not really going to be, you're not going to walk up to a tavern and be like, oh, we can stay here. It's very much, the Shield Dwarf area is now ran by Ragrim and his armies. You know, they don't really have many outsiders coming in and sort of dotting their saves around. You don't go into Skarnus for a holiday. So you will be very much traveling through Skarnus, trying to stay undetected to get to a location. As to where Ragrim actually is geographically on this map, no one really knows. He keeps moving. He is always sort of moving around the country, gathering his forces, increasing his followers. So he hasn't like, there's not like a capital city that he chills in. It's very much half of it is inhospitable, the other half is just dangerous.
Gil, what are you thinking? Are we doing this or no?
It's up to you. It's not down to me. It's a team vote.
I think that it
Or
is too
alternatives.
dangerous to do within the time limit.
So we either abscond the time limit or abscond the mission, and we pick a different mission.
Well, what else is here then? What else is in Northspire? Nothing. Or something.
Shadow glass and steel, but that's not going to take 9 days worth of investigating.
What if it does take 9 days worth of investigating? I also need to go to the post office, unrelated to the missions. It's just something that needs to happen before we go to Skarnus.
Okay, we can fit that in the schedule.
Gil, I'm with you, Gil. If you want to go do this, then I trust in you to be able to make this happen. If you don't want to, then I'm happy to stay here.
I see us having actual, tangible impact in Skarnus. Yeah, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, and I'm not saying it's going to be a friendly environment, but I'm saying we can really and truly flex our party. We can do what we did in the Shadowfell, which is push ourselves to the limit and come out on top. Whereas here, there just seems to be so many fucking moving parts, whether they're like neutral, like the kids, it's not their fault that they were in the way, or that fucking Sphinx. Like, they're all is like things stopping us from truly doing what we want to do. And then you've got Antoine, who, I don't know, he just seems a bit too deep-rooted. I'm happy to stay around for another day or two and do reconnaissance on the wedding itself, like find out more information about what would actually happen, and
with that then
formulate a plan.
Yeah, should we say that today I can do post office, we can begin retcon of the wedding. Tomorrow we can I say set sail, you know what I mean, figuratively, through Skarnus.
Why don't we do
Mission.
one last day of absolute blitzing reconnaissance and milking every bit of information we can here, and then if nothing truly snags like it did with the kids or the Sphinx or even Antoine himself, we go to Skarnus and we commit fully to Skarnus.
Oh, what? As in, just don't even bother staying for the wedding?
Yeah.
Do
How
we
do you
feel?
guys feel about that?
Well, don't we feel? Is the wedding not absolutely pertinent to the mission? Is that not? Is that not something we want to try and be there for?
I mean, yes, ideally, yeah, and I yes, it's the short answer. It's just what I want and what is realistic are two different things. Do I believe if we fought Antoine, we could kill him? At the moment, no.
See, okay, but what happens if we avoid the wedding? As in, just don't. We're not
My
there.
only idea, this is genuinely me, just like being open and honest. My only idea of how we're going to affect this wedding is if, and I'm not, this is not even me joking either, is if I lob a fireball in the middle of it and just, I don't know, we cause disarray while the wedding's going on.
We can cause disarray.
But what are they going to do? Reschedule the wedding for another 5 days' time or a week's time? Do you know what I mean? We're just kicking the can down the road.
Well, I think the point is killing him before the wedding happens.
You think we can do that? I mean, he rocked up as a hologram in our tavern of safety. Are we sure we can just get up to
I hit him. I
is
drew
true.
blood.
That is true. He did end up revealing himself, but
I'm just saying. The only point I will make, and my point still just stand. Like, I'm with you, Gil. My only point is that letting the wedding happen and whatever ascension is going to happen as a result also just mean we're kicking the can down the road, because essentially we're just letting him get stronger to then fight him later.
I suppose the point of going to Skarnus is also maybe to become stronger.
I don't know what the right answer is here.
We're really busting open a philosophical question.
We know. Thing is, as well, is that we know what we're affecting in Skarnus. We know we're gonna, decompose or deconstruct their army, and also deconstruct the Skycarvers. Whereas here, it's like, oh, we're stopping an ascension. Whose ascension? He could have actually. We could be talking about him. We could be talking about your sister. We could be talking about a third entity. Like here, there's just so much. Yeah. But then at the end of the day, I do want to be here for the wedding. So, but I just think the more we just sit about umming and ahhing over things, we can't going forward. I don't see a world where we disrupt the wedding, that stops permanently. Great. We go to Skarnus, liberate it. Great. We come back, we kill them all. Great. Like at some point, we're going to have to just tactically take an L for the long term picture. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We can't feasibly win every scenario. It's just not. There's too many. We're only 4 people, and they've got like hundreds of people in this Children of Darkness.
Yeah. Okay, I'm with you. Okay. So how about this? Post office, get some snacks for the road. Off we go.
I go shopping before we leave as
sure,
well.
We can pick up supplies and
since
things.
We're in the place
I'm also
going to
be
get
like,
the most shit.
I'm also going to say to Triple G,
have you thought about it?
What, the name? Yeah. Right, well that's it then. Pillars of Azureth, we're off. Let's go. Wait, what?
Whoa! I had a dream. That is crazy that you've just said that. That is crazy.
Whoa. Also, ad-libbing could shorten to the POA.
Oh, that's
the PO. I like the POA. I really like the POA.
The POA.
The POA.
Po.
The POA are out and about.
I like the POA.
Everybody in, hands on 3. POA.
POA.
1, 2, 3.
POA.
POA.
Enjoy syncing up in the audio, Finn.
I'm not going to.
Whilst everyone's going to be shopping today, I'm going to be doing as much reconnaissance on the wedding as I can, because if we're committing away from the wedding, I do want to at least try and know what's happening.
As you will finish off this conversation, you see the spot where Cyrell teleported from begins to glow with those same arcane sigils, and
the DM's teleported in to tell us what to do, guys.
there's a flash of that same blue turquoise light, and appearing in that gap is not a person, but a small oval. It's like a purple, like quartz rock, but it's been smoothed down into a perfect oval with a slight note, and it's just a note that says.
Don't miss the wedding. I spent so much time on it, please.
Found this in our room of random magical artifacts. It's a one-time use stone of teleportation. If you have been to somewhere before and you concentrate on that location whilst holding this, you can teleport back there.
Cyrell.
Right. Go. We go to Skarnus.
DM's back in the good books. Come on.
We go to Skarnus and then teleport back the day before.
Love from Cyrell with a smiley face.
I found this in the room of magical artifacts. It's just Cyrell, man, legend. Thank God he does the clear outs, honestly.
I pull out my notebook and quickly write down Cyrell, inflationary pay rise incoming.
Cyrell promotion inbound.
Yeah. And promotion inbound. Well, I mean, this is our, Willy Wonka's golden ticket. We go to Skarnus, we fuck up as much as we can, and then we teleport here and we fuck up as much as we can.
All right, let's fucking crack on, boys.
Okay, shopping. I'm going shopping.
Yeah,
Right,
I'm going to the post office first.
I'm going for a piss in real life.
Fair enough.
Cool. So, GILDOR, you're going to go do some recons afterwards, yeah? So I can leave you. You're going to be on your one.
Yeah, leave me last. That'll only be 2 minutes.
Cool. So, you guys are in the vaulted warrens, which is this top bit up here. Now, Yeg, you want to go? Yeg, you want to go to?
Yeah, and it's not office.
I'm looking at my map.
Sorry, you're up. You guys are up here. Yeg, you want to go send a letter. JAFF, you want to go shopping. ZARLOK, what do you want to do with your day here?
I also want to go shopping. Yeah.
I would just get supplies and food and stuff for the journey. That's the only things I'd be shopping for.
The main areas to go shopping would be in Low Spire, the Azure market to be precise.
Is there nowhere in Mid or High Spire where we might get some more kind of interesting shit? Considering we're golded up right now.
Yeah, in Mid. Oh, sorry, yeah, and Mid Spire you have the Merchants Promenade as well, which is another area of shops, probably slightly more high in value there. You also have in Mid Spire as well the Artisan's Crown, which, if you remember, Yeg is the arts district, and actually where Tazira, the red-skinned Dragonborn, said she would like to see you and walk through. Let me just double check the name of the place.
Shit. Fucking hell, God, I got.
So Artisan's Crown, the Spire of Song. She said she would like to meet you at the Spire of Song. I think she would like to spend some time with you there. And also there are small rookeries based pretty much on every level where you can hire out a carrier bird who will take messages to you wherever you want for a little bit of gold.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's right.
So do you all want to head towards High Spire?
Mid Spire, you just
Mid Spire, sorry, yeah, Mid Spire, which is where we have this map here, and go shopping here, Artisan's Crown, find the rookery and go that way.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I want to go to Merchant's place there.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so you all pop out. You take, because you don't know the entirety of the tunnel network, but you take the same one that popped you out up here, which was where the Jade Ember room was. So you popped up round about there. What is the? Are you splitting off, or are you all going to stay together as the three, or are you two going to go shopping whilst Yeg goes and?
Yeah, I'll catch up with you guys later. You know.
Split off.
Yeah, cool. Well, me and Zarlok will go together, and then
All right, we'll do Yeg first. Yeg, are you going? Is letter more important, or is going to find it to more important?
Oh, the way you phrased that was, it really played on Yeg's mind.
They're equally as important, of course.
Well, the letter will take me 2 seconds, and why would I want to just hold on to a fucking letter this whole time?
Cool. So you can spot the rookeries very easily because there are just a bunch of carrier pigeons that are all flying to and from it. So you wander a few minutes through the streets of Noble Walk, and it's lovely, it's pleasant. There is... let me change the music, actually, with no longer in spooky areas.
Come on, Kenku.
So yeah, you're wandering through Noble Walk. It's lovely. There's a buzz around. People are talking about the wedding. People are like saying that... this sort of area, people aren't really going to be invited to the wedding, but there's conversations about how there's going to be festivals in the streets. 3 or 4 days before the wedding starts, there's going to be a whole party atmosphere. Certain merchants are trying to see if they can get, they're having conversations about whether or not they might get picked to provide the wine or the food, or if they're, working on entertainment, or if they're going to just try and find a way that they can make a bit of money off this wedding. Sure. But spirits are higher. And you wander through the bustling streets of Noble Walk towards the western side of the city, and you come to the base of the rookery. It's this very tall, cylindrical structure with a big spiral staircase through the middle. And you climb up the stairs, and throughout these little mini alcoves, there are small little nests where birds stay. And as you get about halfway up, you find the sort of the reception area, in a sense. There's an old lady sitting there. She's just playing with a little pigeon and giving it a few scritches and feeding it some corn. And she says, hello. Are you here to receive a letter, or are you looking to send one?
I'm looking to send one, thank you.
Perfectly. Have you used our services before, or is this your first time?
No, first time, but I think I'm prepared.
No worries. We'll have to just get quite a quick account started for you, just so we have a basis for you here. So, your name? My name?
Yeah,
correct. Yes. The name you go by.
Yeah, YEGOR.
YEGOR. You just gonna go by YEGOR? That's fine. You're the only YEGOR we have here.
Good. Free username.
Maybe an initial for your surname, just in case we have another YEGOR come by. YEGOR C. Cool. YEGOR C. Perfect. Will your account be used for personal or business use, or both?
Well, I suppose personal, but I'm only sending a letter. It's not there's no contracts or anything. There's nothing being sent of value.
Okay, no worries. Personal usage, understood. And so, now we have your account all set up. You're welcome to use our services. We have varying different birds you can use for hire, and different services we offer. We have our standard, which is just by carrier pigeon. Sure. They're very good for long distance, but they're not slow, but they are faster.
How far is long distance? It only needs to go to Timberwatch.
To Timberwatch, let me see. And she pulls out the map of Azureth, and she says, okay, to Timberwatch, that's, 50, 60 miles. A carrier pigeon will be able to get there in a day.
That's good. Standard is good for me.
We could send a raven, and it would be there in a few hours.
No, it's okay. I'll just pay for the standard, thank you. Yeah.
And do you have utensils yourself, or do you need to use our parchment quill services as well? That
utensils, did you say? No, I've got a scrap bit of paper here that I wrote it on. So,
okay.
Is that okay? I didn't realise.
It's your letter, of course. It's just we have wax seals here. We have fine parchment.
Like an envelope, it will do.
An envelope, no worries. Well, please feel free to sit at the desk, write a missive, and then
Cheers,
just
thank
tell me
you.
a time and a place, and we'll get it all sorted for
Okay,
you.
yeah, so I'm just going to write a quick note that's basically just, well, it's to Otis Carson of Pinewood Publishers, and it's just going to be letting him know that I found a library called The Nested Nook, who will take 30 to 50 books on a rolling contract. Full stop, signed Yeg C. And then I'm going to send it.
Perfect. She says, so our fees will be a 1 gold piece plus 5 silver as insurance, just in case anything happens to our bird on its travels. You will receive that 5 silver back when you come and receive your response.
What kind of trouble can it get into? It's a carrier pigeon.
There are hunting birds on the roads or on famous skies, I should
suppose,
say.
yeah.
It's just, we don't really run into any options, but
Has there ever
it's
been
just,
any interceptions of messages at all? Is that a thing that happens in? I mean, it must be. Do people steal birds?
We try our hardest to mitigate it, but obviously we have a large flock of birds. It depends, I guess, on the service you use. For some people, will pick a falcon or an eagle because they know they're less likely to be attacked on through their journey.
Is it one of those where if people see an eagle, they assume it's important and then they steal it?
Well, I mean, we have our ultra premium service where we will use an eagle or a falcon, and then we'll also cast a greater visibility on it, and it will fly through the skies.
That's awesome. How much is that? Just so I'm aware.
That's 20 gold with a 5 gold
insurance
discretionary charge, and she sort of that's to pay for the enchantment.
I understand. Did it get it there? How quick does it get it there? That must be ultra.
An eagle will beat a Timberwatch in 90 minutes.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I've never done it before. Fuck it. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah, I'll do that instead. So what's the total? You said 20 of this.
25 gold, and with that, you also get to use our utensils as a free of charge, completely complimentary. So feel free to take the finest parchment, use the finest quill. We have wax seals. You're welcome to. We also commission your own stamps and seals if you would like to have a stamp made with your house crest or any initials on it. Or logos.
No, none of that. I mean, that's so cool as a service that you offer, I have to say. But you're not necessary. I've already written it out, you see, so I'll just fold it up, put it in an envelope, send it off, nice and easy.
Cool. She calls out, Marcus, we need your services, and a very slender skinny human man comes out with like spectacles on his eyes, and he wanders over. He says, this gentleman here has purchased the ultra premium service, so we are in need of your arcane gifts. He says, certainly. So he attaches the letter onto the ankle of the eagle, and he mutters a few words, and the eagle disappears from resistance, and the Marcus says, so where is he going to? Whereabouts in Timberwatch? Is to Otis Carson, you said?
Otis Carson of Pinewood Publishers, Timberwatch.
He places a finger on the now invisible bird.
Can I pay for postage back? Is that a thing? Can I do that?
You can. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So we can send one back and so it's quick as well.
Yeah, no worries.
Or maybe I should just say, don't send me an email. I mean, don't send me a letter. It's okay.
It's completely up to you.
I wonder if he knows who you got. Anyway, yeah. No, I'll leave it then. Fuck it. He's on his own. Sorry, Otis.
No worries. Okay. If that's all, we'll send off our first
Unreal.
bird.
Thank you. You're very efficient.
My pleasure. We'll hopefully to see you again.
Absolutely. Thank you. Right. I'm off. Off to the spiral of song.
Okay. So you head back down the circular spiral staircase. Let me just go back to. So yeah, you finish up from the rookery over here, and you head down towards Artisan's Crown, and it is a beautiful area as you come down. There are fountains that are like made of bronze that are just spouting out water that have had some magical enchantment, so the water like flashes with different colors. It creates rainbows through the sky. It's amazing round here. The houses are all built out of like really beautiful marble. They're all like very Art Deco style. You walk past an area called the Brush and Terrace, where there are these balconies where there are just so many painters sitting outside, you know, that are just painting different horizons they're seeing, or they're doing portraits of scantily clad women in these sort of robes and just drawing them and painting them on these canvases. And you walk through to this area where there's a large courtyard, and at the center there is this sculpture, and it's made of a metal. I'd say make a Arcana or investigation check for me.
Bang. Did that? No. Okay. Fair enough. Oh, there it was.
It's fine.
There you go.
It's made of this metal that has this just inherent oscillating vibration.
That's crazy.
And as you approach, you see Tazira, the red dragonborn, standing by the foot of it, just eyes closed, listening. And as you get a bit closer, you realize that as the wind moves through the sculpture, it's kind of like these ovals that sort of overlap and intersect into like this. It's almost like a chainmail fence, but really tall and just like singular links. And these ovals interlinked, and as the wind sort of flows through, depending on how fast and slow the wind is in the direction of the wind, it causes these rings to vibrate, and they have this beautiful, like almost songbird sound as the wind just blasts through. It's completely silent. Everyone here is just sitting, eyes closed, and listening to the beautiful sounds that come through as these harmonics are produced as this wind passes through this sculpture.
That's really
and
sweet.
You see Tazira is just there, eyes closed, listening. And as you get a little bit closer, you realize she's humming and just sort of producing like almost like a little melody over the top. And you realize that she's very talented because she's freestyling a medley over music that she can't even begin to understand what's happening here. You can't predict the next note, but she is just beautifully humming a melody over the top. She doesn't know. She's currently not aware of your presence.
Raw. I think I would sort of go and stand next to her silently, just listening. You know, casual, not too close.
And she's humming, and as the wind begins to pick up, the sound from the spiral of song begins to resonate louder and louder, and it becomes slightly faster. It's like the BPM increases and it becomes a bit more of a jaunty tune, and she just starts to sing. She just starts to sing to it, and it's not even really like, she starts off like a la 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 la, and then she starts to add lyrics to it, and she starts to sing words, and you're just sitting there and like, wow, this is
I think
beautiful.
Yeah, maybe I pull out my lute and just start having a little jam sesh.
Make a performance check for me.
Come on, Yeg.
So you pull out your lute and you begin just sort of exploratorily just play a few chords. It starts off quite simple and basic, and then grasping the pick that you have from Dr. Drenzel, you just begin to become more confident, and you just start playing the higher notes, and you're really just you're just jamming out at this point, and she's now realised that you're there, and she's singing and she's smiling, and she is like, you're hitting the high notes, and as the winds begin to get faster and faster and the music becomes louder and louder, you've gathered a small little crowd, and people are just standing off to the side, just enjoying the performance that you guys are bringing along. And as you hit the crescendo and the peak of your playing, you're absolutely shredding at this point. And she's hitting this big long high note, and as her high note ends, the winds drop down, the
I'm still
noise from the
shredding.
Spiral of Song.
It's
You're still shredding.
fucking
The noise-
crazy.
the noise, you're hitting the biggest riff, like this proper guitar solo. The Spiral of Song calms down, and as you hit that crazy little guitar solo, and you finish off with a big flourish, you get a smattering of applause from everyone around you, and Zira smiles and says, "Make a good team, me and you. You're a very talented bard. I love singing for you or with you."
That's sweet. It was nice playing for you as well.
She smiles, and as you are having that little catch up, just past where the Spiral of Song is, there's this big. It almost looks like a temple. It's got like a very Parthenon kind of vibes. These big pillars, and it's like open at the front, but then there's walls along the side and the back, and there's a big like the just outside, sort of hanging from the front, is a bronze, like almost sign, made of pure bronze of a lyre, as in Lyre, the lyre, like almost like a small harp. And you know what this is as a bard. You've probably heard this before. This is called the Bronze Lyre Conservatory. It's like a musical academy / amphitheater. And a gentleman walks out after hearing that and heads over to you and to Zero and says, "Oh, that was absolutely amazing. Are you two students here? I don't think I've seen you guys around before."
No, not a student, just passing through.
You see, it's like quite an attractive human man. He's got like middle parting, like it almost like it looks a little bit like Jamie Lannister kind of vibes. That kind of haircut. And he's like, "I'm Desmond Weller. I am the headmaster here at the Bronze Lyre Conservatory. Are you guys just visiting? It's a lovely performance. I've very much enjoyed hearing you play. It's very tough to match a tune to the Spiral of Song. It's
thanks,
it's difficult
man.
indeed."
Yeah, I got lucky.
Well, I've been tasked actually by some of the members of the royal house to try and find musicians for the wedding. There needs to be music at the entrance, throughout the ceremony, at the party afterwards.
I've heard rumblings of a wedding going on.
Well, yes. How long are you guys planning to be in town for? It'd be lovely if perhaps maybe you could join part of the entrance music, or maybe if you really well, we can maybe get you a spot on the reception at the end.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I looked at Zero like, "Oh, what's your opinion on this?"
Zero says, I would love to. I mean, it'd be an honour to
so
such an occasion.
It so would.
He says, "Well, listen, here's my card," and he pulls out a small piece of parchment. He says, "If you you'll find me here, or you can send a carrier pigeon. I have an account at the Rookery," and he points to the Rookery you just came from.
Yes, I know of it. Thank you.
Because if you would if you're interested, let me know as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
I'm sure I will be able to find a spot for you in the running. But please just do let me know, and if there's something you're interested in, we can see what we can make that. We can see what we can make work.
Absolutely, man. I'll hold out my fist to fist bump him.
He goes to handshake and realizes a fist bump and kind of just clasps your hand.
That's all good.
Clasps your fist.
That's all good, man. Sometimes we don't jive. It's all good. No, you keep doing you, man.
Yeah, he chuckles and says, "Well, anyway, I'll leave you two to it. Please, I'll be here if you ever need me." And he heads back into the Bronze Lyre Academy.
That
Zero just immediately goes, "Oh my god! Oh, it's a dream come true." She like grabs you by the shoulders and like brings you to a hug and was like, "Oh, that's
thank you.
Oh wow, thank you so much. I don't think I'd have had a chance if it wasn't for your lute solo there."
Oh, that was just a regular Tuesday for me. So,
Well, you're so amazing. Dr. Drenzel really undersold how amazing you were. He said you were good, but
he's a nice guy.
Good.
Yeah, he's
lovely.
Yeah.
Bit of a gangster, but you know.
Well,
not
not as much as me, I don't think. So
she blushes and her red scales go even redder. How are you a gangster?
I really don't want to go into it right now.
Oh man,
I'm nervous.
Mystery, eh?
Yeah, yes, you can call me that for sure. I'm just a man with a lute, or a boy, I don't know.
Well, would you care to go for a glass of wine, maybe or two?
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. You paying?
Cool. So
No,
the
I'm
two-
joking.
the two of you head off to a very bougie wine bar in the Artisan's Crown, and we'll come back to you guys in a bit.
Bougie, yeah.
We'll go over to the shoppers, Zarlok and Jeff. So you guys head down, you descend through Midspire towards the Merchant's Promenade. What are you guys looking for in particular?
I am looking for a spell shop.
You looking for a spell shop?
I'm looking for potentially two different kinds of shops. A tattoo shop, firstly, and then the most magical looking shop I can find. So same as Zarlok, I guess.
Cool. So you are wandering through, and actually, as you were wandering through the Artisan's Crown, because you have to go down through the Artisan's Crown to get there, you do find a tattoo parlor. It's considered like an art here as more of a service, and it's sort of like it's all outdoors. There's like a small garden area with these beautiful like hanging vines with these flowers, and a small bench, and there is a big, muscular, half orcish man with a handlebar mustache, and he's sitting there tattooing this like half elven, like dark skinned woman. She's like with a very, very tan skin, and they're giving her a rose bush tattoo on her upper like left shoulder. And he sees you guys approach and is like, "Oh, just a minute. I've almost finished up with this lady. Please take a seat." He calls over to one of his companions. Could you bring the gentleman ale, wine, champagne? What would you like to drink?
What, before getting a tattoo?
Oh well, I thought you were,
Alcohol.
I thought you were just here for a consultant. You want a tattoo today?
Yeah.
Oh well, in that case, bring them some water or some juice. Bring them both. You sit and you are given some drinks to have. And he finishes up the tattoo with the elven lady. After about 5 minutes, heads back to you. So, gentlemen, how could I be of service?
Yan, do I get the sense that I might be able to get a magical tattoo here, or is it purely aesthetic?
You can ask.
Can I get a magical tattoo here?
Well, as long as you have the gold, this is definitely possible.
Okay. Well, how much am I looking at for? Obviously, depending on the type of tattoo, but
Well, yeah, it depends on the nature of the magic and the nature of the tattoo. What do you have in mind?
Well, I mean, a couple of different ones in mind. I would love one of either ghost step tattoo, or if not that, some kind of spell wrought tattoo.
Let me, the DM, do some research.
I mean, if you can do a blood fury one, that'd be great. But
I'm going to look at all three and I'll give you prices. Ghost step tattoo.
What thing did we run? Did we run pre Yegs one when I read a toilet, or was it just Yeg?
It was just
We just
yeah,
started with Yeg.
deciding where we're going.
Yeah.
So
Where is Zarlok?
he's with me.
He's with you there shopping. You can be wherever you want to be at this point. Spell rule tattoo.
except with me. Okay.
Cool. And blood fury. One sec. So a ghost step tattoo or a spell wrought tattoo. Well, it depends on the spell, how powerful a spell you're trying to imbue into the tattoo for the spell wrought tattoo. For a common spell, it would only cost you 600 gold. An uncommon spell, I guess, you're looking at closer to, 1,000, maybe 1,200. Or if you're going for a more rare spell, you're looking at, 10,000 gold.
Right, okay.
A ghost step tattoo will put you back 5,500 gold. The blood fury tattoo, that will be 25,000 gold.
Okay. Could I please get the ghost step tattoo? And could I please have? Can I pick what I actually get tattooed on me, and it's just imbued into it?
Yes, of course. The design is completely yours to choose.
Okay, so I want to get it. On my back. I want to get ZARLOK sword, YEG's loot, and then the like either side of my back, one on the left, one on the right, and then like the style of Triple G's Master of Mage tattoo, just like going down the middle in a straight line. What do your tattoos actually look like, Gil?
I said last time when I was speaking to Yeg, they're kind of like DNA strands, like they're like ribbons, like how DNA strands like twirling on itself constantly. Yeah. Looks like that basically.
Okay, so yeah, that down the middle, ZARLOK sword on the left, and then YEG's loot on the right.
He sketches out a design, and you iteratively between the two of you, you make slight improvements. You add the detailings of the loot and the he had
next to the hilt of the sword.
Yeah, you go through it, and eventually, after 5 minutes or so of sketching, you find a design you like. Says, right, give me a couple of, maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, just to go and get the relevant magical items, and just to make sure I'm, got everything ready, the different inks, and get them all enchanted by my business partners, and come back in an hour or two, and then we'll fit you in.
Unbelievable.
Perfect. Amazing. All right, I'll see you in a few hours. And he runs off, or going to try and find someone to help him with his magical part of the tattoo.
All right, ZARLOK, let's go somewhere magic. Get what you and I might both see there.
Well, cool. Yeah. You head now down to the Merchant's Promenade, and a lot of it is, there's like a lot of clothing shops here, a lot of clothing shops that do like different like fine clothing. There's actually a couple of armor smiths and bladesmiths as well, and they do like really beautiful jewel encrusted blades and like ceremonial swords and stuff. And just past the armor smith area, you get to the more of an arcane area. There are a couple of different places. Some are like more alchemy related or potion related. So you have a few different ones. You have the runebound reliquary, which seems to be more like magical item based. You have the candle and constellation, which seems to be more like alchemical and potion based.
What are you thinking, ZARLOK?
Right. I'm just going to tell you my plan straight out.
Go on.
I want a scroll of conjuring animals.
Okay.
Or a portable hole. I'll be happy if I leave out of here one of them.
A portable hole is crazy.
I will be happy. I will put all my money down for that portable hole. If we walk into a shop and the bloke's like, portable hole, if I don't have enough money, I'm killing him, just so you know.
Okay, yeah. No, if we don't have enough money between us, then I will help you kill him.
Okay, good.
I reckon the non-alchemy one is probably best for what we want here.
Okay, so you're going into the rune-bound reliquary. You walk in.
You find a portable hole.
you walk through the door and you step through a portable hole.
and 10 feet.
You walk in and there is a high elven gentleman wearing a. He's actually wearing like almost like a beret. He's got a very like thick French accent. He says, "Hello, I am Calandir Voss. Please, how may I help you, gentlemen?"
Do you have a portable hole?
One moment, and he goes to the back behind his thing. And he has a little look through, and he pulls open some stuff. He like goes through some different cases and some like chests of stuff, and he pulls up a very small, square, fine piece of like black cloth that was a handkerchief. It's folded up, like, you know, and he unfolds it into this circular sheet. It's probably about 6 feet from end to end, like in diameter. And he pulls it out and he says, I thought I had one in stock. I do seem to have one. It's slightly pricey, but I think we can become amenable. I have this one here for 4,000 gold.
Done.
Oh, I was expecting you to haggle. This is very nice. You're much better than the people that usually work around here. They are very difficult to deal with. But 4,000 gold, perfect. And he boxes up. He puts it in a nice little gift bag with some like tissue paper, like some gold tissue paper at the top. Takes the 4,000 gold and hands it to you. And is there anything else I can help you with?
And I wondered if you had a scroll of.
I have many scrolls
of conjure animals.
I have many scrolls. Let me just make through. He goes through like he's got almost like a vinyl storage case. He like flicks through all the different things. Conjure elementals, conjure undead, conjure attractive goth girl. Conjure animals.
Oh, whoa, what was that one?
Go back. He's like, yes, I do. It will cost you. Sorry, let me just look up this price of the 3rd level spell scroll. This will be 250 gold for this one. I can sell you more than one if you would like to buy 4. I can.
Can I buy 4, please?
If you buy
4, please.
If you buy 4, I give you a 5th 3. Here you go, 1,000 gold, and you get 5.
Thank you very much.
What does this guy look
you
like,
hand
by the
over-
way, just for me?
He's a high elven man. He's wearing like a suit, but he's got the lapels pulled up with like a high collar, and he's wearing a beret on his hat, on his head, and like, coming out of the back of the beret is like he's got his hair like tied in like a very low ponytail. And yeah.
Yan, can
Yes,
I
sir.
ask him how much for a... Wait, let me check. How much for a 7th level spell scroll?
7th level, we are looking at 5,000 gold for a 7th level spell slot.
Okay. What about a 5th level spell scroll?
5th level, you're looking at 3,000.
3,000. Zarlok, can you float me 300 gold? I'll pay you back. I'll pay you back. It's not even for me. It's for Gil, so he can pay you back. I think he'll appreciate.
I apologise. I am reading right now. I am reading conjure animals like
Can you just float me 300 gold, please?
Fucking have it.
Okay, cool. Can I please have a scroll of teleportation circle?
Yes, 1 moment. Scott goes through his like collection of spell scrolls.
Capital cities
He,
are amazing.
he rolls it up, he puts like a little ribbon to hold it closed, places it in another gift bag, hands it over, takes the 3,000 gold that you give him. So make sure you, by the way guys, I don't write anything in your inventory, so make sure you put them in your inventory.
Yeah, I've done it.
Well, I'm now technically on minus 300 gold. I'm in 300 gold debt to Zarlok. But
It's fine. Fred, don't mark it off. I'll just mark it off mine as if I'd reimburse you.
Oh, fuck it, Lou. I've just earned fucking 20 grand. 300 gold. You know what? You're not in debt to me.
20 grand.
Have
I only
it.
had 8.
Yeah, we split.
How do you have 20 grand?
No, I'm joking. Obviously not. That's an
No.
exaggeration.
Okay.
Is there anything else I can get you? If you are good customers, please.
Is there anything I can get for 35 platinum pieces?
35 platinum, so 350 gold. I can get you a first level spell scroll. I can get you. You know what? You've been good customers. You spent a lot of money. I can here, and he pulls out a. It's like a pendant, sort of necklace, and he says, "Here, you can have this for 350 gold. It's a pendant of a shield. It allows you to cast the shield spell once per day as a reaction."
Ooh, I'll give this to Yeg.
Thank you for your.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. It was lovely to do business with you. Please recommend my shop to anyone you see, and we are always here with many magical items. And if there's anything you would like me to try source for you in the future, let me know. I have contacts all over Eldorin, all over the world, and I can try and bring them here for you for a price.
I don't think there's anything else in Chthon that we need right now.
Chthon, sorry, bless you. Would you like a handkerchief for your nose?
But thank you.
My pleasure.
I'm out the door. When I next see Yeg and Gil, I'll give them what I bought them, but I'll go back to the tattoo shop for now to get my tattoo.
Cool. You go to the tattoo shop and you're having your tattoo. Gildor, what have you been doing with your time whilst everyone else has been going off and doing their things? You've all come out at Midspire.
Okay. I'll ask one cheeky question. If you want to say no, feel free. Would I know the route back to the Sphinx?
Make a investigation check. You remember the tunnel you came out of, so you find the way to that tunnel. You then follow it back as best you can. Then you come to a fork, and you're not sure which way to go. You can roll a d20, and 11 to 20, you pick the right way. 1 to 10, you pick the wrong way.
For the love of the game, that's what we're doing it for. Brilliant.
You take the left fork, you walk around for a little bit, and you realise you've come back to an abandoned set of sewers, and you realise that somewhere along the journey you've made a wrong direction.
I am going to. Would I know? I vaguely remember being told it. The two things I want to achieve are: I'd like to go and speak to the people who accept the shipments in of steel and, well, probably privately, shadow glass. And I also want to be getting in and amongst any areas that would suggest to me that they'll give me information about the wedding.
So you remember that the person who brought the caravan in from Emberfield when you hitched a ride on the steel wagons, that they were going to be hanging around in Low Spire. So he's probably your best contact regarding steel. Shadowglass you're less sure of, but you're more than welcome to maybe speak to him and see if he has any ideas of what could be going on there. So if you want to head towards Low Spire, and maybe check some of the taverns, you might be able to find the guy that brought the steel in. And what was the second part of your question? Sorry.
I'm also just, whilst going, keeping my eye out, like if there's any congregations of people or places or signs or anything that will just provide more information about what's going to happen at the wedding, basically.
Cool. So we'll say on your journey so you head towards Low Spire.
Yeah.
Let me just. So you head towards Low Spire, and you're going sort of down through, because you came up through here to the next level, and you're going down. You know that Wayfarer's Rest is the area where sort of all the taverns are, and that's where people that are sort of doing business will be going through to and from. As you're going through this area, there are loads of people talking, and like the whole bustle is everyone's in wedding mode now. In Low Spire, there's conversations going around about how there will be sort of festivals in the build-up. On the day of the wedding, there'll be a big festival sort of on every single level, tailored to the sort of people that hang around there. And what are you trying to work out specifically?
I'm trying to work out has there been any communication on what the format of the wedding will be? Like, is there going to be a ritual in front of everybody? Is it going to be behind closed doors? Are they going to exchange things? Like, is there any base level information of what it is going to be, basically?
I'll say either make a charisma check with advantage or just a flat investigation check for me, as your sort of, when basically the investigation will be your sort of almost eavesdropping on people. The charisma check is you're trying to ask people and become amicable. If you do a charisma check, you get advantage. If you just want to roll an investigation check, you do that flat. You hear snippets of, like, you ask the people around, people aren't too sure. You speak to one gentleman who's a little bit older, and he was there when Jeff's parents got married. He said, well, traditionally, weddings between the crown are private in the sense that they'll do that, they'll go through the actual ritual part of the ceremony behind closed doors, up at the in Crown Spire, but usually they will address the city while they do their vows together, and they'll make that a public declaration, usually broadcast to the whole city using arcane means. But the actual ceremony itself will be private. But usually the night before they throw a gala, like a rehearsal dinner, where they invite dignitaries from foreign lands, from the rest of Azureth and beyond. They throw a party, they throw a ball. It's usually a masquerade ball. Obviously, us common folk can't go, but that's usually the party side of the wedding. The night before, they will do they'll throw a gala. They will drink, and there will be music, and that's usually for us common folk. We will enjoy the festivals. The taverns stay open all night. There'll be parties in the streets, and there'll be street vendors, and people will come all over the world to peddle their wares. It's a lovely evening. But that's usually how a royal wedding happens in Azureth. You have the gala the night before. Then on the day there will be a private ceremony between the new king and queen, and then they will come and read their vows out to each other, broadcast to the city, and that is when technically it is officially recognised as a royal wedding, and they will both live happily ever after as they're doing the stories.
I see. Well, thank you, friend, and I hope you enjoy the festivities, and I hope you enjoy your time here on such a special occasion.
Oh, well, thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to know about our traditions here in Azureth?
How do you feel about Antoine finally marrying and his general leadership in the time that you've lived there? You seem like you've lived a life.
Oh, I mean, Manuel and Colette were an amazing king and queen. It was so unfortunate what happened to them, but the royal blood persisted thanks to Sylvie, and I think Antoine has done a good job here. You know, he's kept the city going in times of need. It's good that there will be some stability, and we'll have an Azuran on the throne once again. I think that's what we need around here, some stability. So I look forward to it.
And I mean, listen, I'm very much looking forward to the festivities myself. I mean, as you can clearly see, I'm not from around these parts. I actually came early to sort of get a bit of the atmosphere pre the wedding. But surely in a city this big with this many people, not everyone can be a supporter of Antoine. I mean, all good leaders cause controversy, you know.
Well, of course. I mean, I think he's had a tough job. You know, we enjoyed years and years of peace under Manuel and Colette, and it would be very easy for neighbouring nations to see this as a sign of weakness. You know, with the whole army situation in Skarnus, you know, it's scary around there. I know the elves down to he looks at you, says the elves down to the south are friendly, so we have to worry about those. But there's a lot of stuff going on in Skarnus. They definitely could have seen this as a sign of weakness and marched against us. But Antoine has managed to keep them at bay and kept things going. Of course, you know, some nobles love him, some nobles hate him, some merchants love him, some merchants hate him. Us common folk, we're not too bothered, you know, as long as we're happy and healthy and we can earn some gold and put some food on the table for our children. That's all we really care about, and that hasn't changed. We've been largely unaffected, so the higher state of politics doesn't concern us, really, you know.
I mean, you make an interesting point there about nobility not liking him. He must be a brave noble to speak out against the future king. I mean, between now friends, do you have any names of who would do such a thing?
Make a persuasion check for me. Can you make it flat, please? Sorry.
Oh! I kept my mouth shut, I'd run. Clap the fan. Clap every single one of them.
What a shame. He says, I can't say that I'm in touch with the nobility to know exactly who loves and who doesn't love him. You just hear things, you hear rumors, you've been around long enough, you hear that not everyone is a big fan. I think I know House Doresh were big fans. They help out with the Royal Guard. They're good warriors, and they were big pro Antoine. I think Antoine gave them a sizable bit of money, but I can't tell you who is his haters, for example.
Listen, I hope you have a wonderful time. Yeah, stay out of trouble.
You too. Enjoy your stay. And he gives you a nod, and you carry on your journey through Low Spire, and you make your way down to the Wayfarer's Rest, which is this big. It's almost like a series of interconnected taverns, with like one major tavern, which is like the drinking area, and then off to the side there are these offshooted places. There are like stables for horses. There are different levels of accommodation. Some like are just, you know, buildings with lots of different rooms in them. Some are almost miniature houses that they can like rent out and stay when people take like longer stays here in the Wayfarer's Rest. And you walk into the main area, and you'll remember that you're looking for a guy called Torrin Blackbarrow, who was the master of imports and exports, who was the one that led this group of steel wagons into the city. And you actually see him having a drink with a few serpentines just off to the side.
His name Torrin.
Torrin, yep.
Master Torrin. I don't mean to bother you while you're having a drink, sir, but it's me. I don't know if you remember me. My name's GILDOR.
Yes, of
come to
course.
ask you-
You're Fontaine's friend. Please pull up a chair. Bartender, bring this man an ale, and he runs over with an ale. So, you guys are all brave enough to show your face out and about. I'm guessing you've sorted out some protection, I guess, whilst you're here. So good to hear that you're all okay. How can I help you?
I'd like to talk to you about the steel shipments that you've been running in and out of North Spire these past few months.
Yes, ask away.
What? So when you bring the shipments in, where do they go? Who do you bring them to, and where do you leave them?
Well, I've actually recently been dealing with a member of House Daresh. He's one of the younger nobles in that house. He is in charge of these shipments at the moment. They're being taken to the Underforges in Innermount. He's a shifty fellow, that one. Doesn't like too many questions. I've always tried to get a bit of info about him, about what they're used for, and he's always just saying, "Oh, steel. We need steel for everything." But doesn't like to explain himself too much. I mean, the Underforges are the heart and soul of the forges within North Spire. But I mean, that much steel. I mean, it's a lot of steel. We could do a lot with it.
And when did the steel shipments increase drastically recently? And was there a specific time where they increased, if they did?
Well, obviously, we took over the shipments from the people that used to rule in the field, the Ivy Court Triumvirate. We had access to their previous records and didn't really match up. In the sense, most of our friends and families were working in the steel factory. We knew just how much steel we were producing, but according to their records, they were only bringing in, a ton a month, maybe 2. But Steel Watch was producing, the steel factory was producing 10 times that a month. And as far as I knew, had very few other customers. The capital was the major customer. Since we've taken over, they've wanted dealings in, they've wanted imports in their tens of tons. And we have noted those in our accounts as correct. So it leads me to believe that perhaps they weren't truly accounting how much steel was being taken into the city. I mean, between you and me, I've heard a couple of rumors. I've got in with a few of the guys down at the Underforges. They're common folk. They have no idea of the true state of this world at the moment. And they saying that a lot of it is being used in weapons and armor, way more than the city guard could ever need. Way more. One shipment could fit out the guards here. 2 shipments will give them enough as spares. We're on our 5th shipment at the moment, and they keep wanting more. They're increasing how much they want at the moment. It's just constant.
I see.
They're planning for something. The war's coming.
So that's in terms of imports. And what about exports? If say North Spire were to export things to, I don't know, Scarnus, what would you be able to monitor that outflow?
Myself, no. I mean, House of Ellin are the ones that are in charge of the trade here. They are. If you fight, you'll find them. A lot of them will hang around the Merchants Promenade because they have a very expansionist trade policy. I don't know what they're allowed, where they're allowed to export and import to, but they're the ones that are in charge of the trade here. I can't say that I'm privy to North Spire's exports. Obviously, I only really deal with Emberfield stuff. That's what my job in the council is. Thanks to Fontaine and his new governance of Emberfield. But House Villain are the ones that would be in charge of their trade, of the trade policy of North Spire. But dealings with Skarnus would be, at least if seen publicly, would be strange. They're meant to be not enemies, but they're definitely not friends. We are allies of the allies of Northspire are the Shield Dwarfs who we've given refuge to, or to deal with Skarnus and Ragrim and the YEGOR would be, well, it'd be the equivalent of, but yeah.
Indeed. Where could I find this House Doresh chap?
Well, House Doresh would be around High Spire. They have a seat not too far from Sentinel Heights, where the Royal Guard stay. But I mean, getting a conversation with a noble like Lord Doresh wouldn't be easy. But the noble that I deal with, his son, I know he likes to drink. So I think, if I remember correctly, he drinks at one sec. He drinks at a small bar near the Gilded Fountain in the Merchant's Promenade. So that might be a shout.
I see off the last small bit of my drink and say, I can't remember this geezer's fucking name, by the way.
Torren.
Master Torren, you've been extremely helpful. I thank you very much for the drink, and I leave him 5 gold pieces on the side and say, there's a round or 2 more on me for your kindness at letting me share a drink with you.
My absolute pleasure. But yes, just remember, House Doresh, they're the ones that probably know where the still's going, but it's House Velen that actually deal with the imports and exports.
And as I start walking off, almost purposefully to half catch him off guard, I say, and one last thing. If I was to say the word shadow glass to you, would that mean anything?
He just shakes his head. Can't say I've heard of it.
Insight check.
Insight check, feel free.
Oh, fuck my actual fucking life.
He doesn't really give you anything, but you don't think he has any reason to lie to you. He's a friend of Fontaine's. He helped you into the city. If he knew anything, he probably would have told you.
I'm gonna head back to Midspire and regroup with the boys.
Cool. We'll just finish off quickly with Yeg. You're having some wine with Tazira in a lovely little wine bar. We are back now in the Artisan's Crown area, and you're sharing a bottle of wine. You're talking about different stories you've had, where you've different gigs you've played, places you've sung and performed, and she's just genuinely infatuated with the life you've led. I don't know how much you tell her about your actual life, but even just hearing your tales of your bardship is enough to impress her. And she's just sitting there smiling at you. Mm-hmm. And she says, so would you be willing to perhaps perform at this wedding if the opportunity came? I mean, I know I would love to, but I'd feel much more comfortable having a friendly face with me.
Yeah, what's your opinion on Platisse, just as a little quick question?
Oh, I can't say I know him very well. I'm not even from this continent.
Oh,
I'm from,
of course.
I'm from Lorandor. I'm traveling. It's all new to me. This is just like a fairy tale. Singing at the wedding of a king and a queen.
Yeah,
would be a dream. Totally.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I think I want to do it, but I have to confer with my team.
Oh, have you got like
they're not my
publicist and a manager and
in a way they are. They keep me in check.
Wow. Well, I mean, I'm gonna hang around here for the rest of the afternoon.
Amazing.
If you need to go find them, but yeah, feel free to come back. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm staying not too far from here as well, and you just write down on paper like the room number and the tavern that she's staying at, and hands it over to you. So if I'm not here, feel free to come find me there.
Unreal. Okay, yeah. See you later. Fist
No
bump.
worries. Bye bye. She goes in for a hug. You go for his part. It ends up you kind of like semi punch her in the shoulder, and she's like, "Oh, sorry."
I'm leaving now.
She's make an inside check as you walk away.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. You ready for this?
She's as you walk away, she's there like kind of massaging her temple, like twiddling her things in her hand, a little bit nervous, and being like, you kind of get the feeling that she's like, did I blow it? Does he like me? What's going on? I can't read this man for the life of me. Like she just is very confused at what message you're giving out, whether you, like
that's so
you
funny.
enjoy her company or not. Like,
I walk up laughing to she's an idiot.
It's further confuses her. And yeah,
that's funny.
you guys all meet up back in Midspire. Jack, you've had your tattoo. Zarlok, you've got all your portable hole and your spell scrolls, and you've got your scroll Jaff. And you can't with your information. And yeah, you're all together in Midspire.
Bang in Midspire with the gang.
I'll give Gil the scroll of teleportation circle, and I'll say, I got this for you. I feel like it can help you and probably all of us if you have this. And then I'll give Yeg his little necklace so he can cast shield.
What's it called? Necklace of Shield.
Yeah.
It's actually, holy shit, that's hilarious.
Necklace of Shield. Yeah.
What does it do exactly?
Once a day you can cast shield as a reaction without
cool.
spending a spell slot.
Once a day.
And then I'll quickly show them all the tattoo I got as well.
Whoa! That looks bloody as hell, dude.
I got some in for everyone on here.
Snarly.
Is that my loot? Oh, that's awesome.
Lovely. And unless anything else to do, we will call it there for the night.
Yeah,
Unreal.
I've got to do some shit before I go to bed.
Happy days.
Well done, boys.
Well done, boys.
Oh, I mean,
Lovely, good session.
I like that. Yeah.
That was a good session.
Between the scroll and that other thing now as well, that stone, we can get to Scarnus and back within, like, immediately.
Yeah.
Basically.
And me and someone else, was it Gil, got told of like a way in to the wedding, right? Is that right? Were you not? Was it just me?
No, it's just you. I've
Just
not got
me.
away.
Ah, I thought he mentioned how he knew someone.